they light the flame. Cigars in hand, never playing tame. Pour the whiskey, let it burn real slow. On the Real Smoke Podcast, the stories flow. Guess they're rolling with a spark in their eyes, talking life's truths and throwing lies. Laughter crackles like a fire alive. Cuba to Kentucky, they always thrive. Real smoke rises in the air tonight. Whiskey's bold, they keep it tight. Stories spark like a flaming glow. Mick and Charles stealing the show.
Welcome to the Real Smoke Podcast with your hosts, Mick and Charles, the podcast that's all about real people, real cigars, and real smoke. Coming to you live from the Real Smoke Virtual Cigar Lounge, bringing you the best of cigars, whiskey, and all the good times in between. It's more than just a podcast, it's a community of cigar lovers. So grab your favorite smoke, pour a drink, and join us as we dive into all things cigars, whiskey, and just having a damn good time. This is the Real Smoke Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 40. 40. Welcome to episode number 40 of the Real Smoke Podcast. We are your hosts. That dude is Mick. I still can never get that right. That dude is Mick. I be Charles. We are the hosts tonight. And we've got another great freaking grand show for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
What's going on, Mick?
Man, not much. Another nice sticky evening in Western Tennessee. But, man, I can't believe we're hitting 40 in less than a year. I mean, that's some dedication, brother. I appreciate it.
Hey, we're going to be really close to 50 within that year. It's going to be almost a month over, and we'll hit 50.
Crazy. Yeah,
that's nuts.
It's dedication, man, on both of our parts, I guess. We're either crazy or refuse to fail or don't like the response or numbers we're getting. Like we will not stop. So, man, I guess props to us on that. We're not quite where we want to be. I'm never satisfied, but man, it's been a hell of a ride for 1 year. I'm excited, man.
It has been. But before we get started, let's go ahead and say hi to our family over at Cigar Vault. We need to thank them for being a part of the show.
Hey guys, it's Norm with the Cigar Vault Oakdale. As you know, we are a small boutique shop located outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You could find us online at www.thecigarvault.com. First, I got a microphone, so Mick and Charlie don't have to yell at me anymore about sounding low when I send them videos. Second, let's talk about this August 5-pack that they put together. This has a banger of a lineup. It's cigars that they've talked about on the show and cigars that they're going to be smoking upcoming as well. This is a procured 5-pack that they do the selection for. They send it to me and we assemble it, put it together, and we put these pretty cool holographic stickers on them. So use your coupon code, that RealSmoke 10 coupon code, get your 10% off, support Mick and Charlie, and by supporting them, you support us. We are genuinely appreciative of everything that you guys do, and as always, stay tuned to this episode and future episodes of the Real Smoke Podcast. Thank you.
I mean,
Awesome.
Did he just use his ad spot to just rep us?
I was just going to say that. Like, our sponsor is sponsoring us by sponsoring us. It's awesome.
That's awesome. So, guys, just like he said, he did get one thing incorrect a little bit. He said the code is RealSmoke10. It's Real Smoke, and you get 10. So check this out really quickly. You can go on there and go follow these guys right here. You go to that website right there. Go check out, use that code right there. We're not saying all that stuff because YouTube hates all that stuff. But go do all the stuff. You see the stuff. It's right there in front of your face. Go do it. But if you use that code, you're going to get 10% off. Also, if you use that code, it applies to the 5-pack. And I guess since he brought it up, I mean, do you even have a list of what's in that 5-pack?
Oh, man, you're going to put me on a spot. I had it written down last week, but I'm going to say it's the Patina that we're smoking tonight. There it is. All right.
It is.
We have the FYL Intimidator.
Wait,
we have,
the who? Who?
Why? I can never say. Okay, I can't say it. Everybody knows that. The Oz family, Caratoba, the Rodeo Clown by Cigar Clowns, and the Bunny Boy Habano. And for that price right there, let's talk about this, man. Less than $10 a stick. I just gave money out. I'm sorry. For a very low price per stick, you're getting 5 amazing cigars, boutique cigars. They're amazing.
Wait, I will say this. There's already a good group of people who've already got their hands on it, and they got it in less than 2 days.
Yep.
So there's only a few packs left. I think we've sold about half of them. So guys, if you want to do us a favor, go check out that site. Go put in that code. Go order that one. Let's sell out the rest of them tonight. I mean, why not? You guys love what's in that anyways. If you're one of our followers, most of you like everything that's in there. Go ahead and go jump on that one right now. But what's funny is Norm just went ahead and just killed our first talking point. So great.
He did. I guess I'll just top that off with saying there's a lot of places you can buy cigars from, but there's not many where you'll get better customer service. And the selection on their website or in store is ridiculous. That's why one of the reasons, I mean, they chose us. We are so happy to have them as a sponsor, as our title sponsor.
I'm not sure if we lost Mick or if somebody lost Mick or if Mick lost himself. But I think he's around there somewhere. But I think is he back? He's back. Back again. Mickey's back. All right. So anyways, I think what he was trying to say is, by helping us out, you help them out. And, one of the questions that we get asked about the 5-pack is, what do we make off of it? We actually don't. We put it together to try to give you guys some of the cigars that we're smoking, and we're trying to get it. The biggest thing that we asked was that we wanted to make sure that our code went to that. That way, not only were you getting cigars at a good deal anyways, but you're also getting a better deal because you're using our code. So that was our biggest thing on there. And the other biggest point about buying that pack is, unlike going to some of the big box retailers that offer great deals and stuff like that, this is a mom and pop store. I'm not quite sure which one the mom and which one the pop is with Norm and Miguel, but I'm sure one of them's the mom and one's the pop. But it is a mom and pop store that you're supporting. So you're supporting the little guys by doing this. And you're not support. I mean, yeah, it's great to support the big box stores because they give you some great deals, but let's support the little guys as well. So anyways, anywho, what else you got on your agenda today?
Not too much, man. I was going to mention, I know I mentioned this to you a little bit earlier, but I get to go see my favorite band in concert on Sunday. I actually took off Monday so I could, stay overnight there. I had to drive about 3 hours away to Franklin, Tennessee, but I'm going to see live. It's always so hard to say. I'm going to see live, but Growing Up Live was one of my favorite bands, man. Throwing Copper will always be one of my favorite albums. And, they're playing with Collective Soul, Our Lady Peace. It's going to be pretty sweet. So
that's
looking
nice.
forward to that. Looking forward to that.
So you're going live to see live?
Correct.
Live in concert?
Always the hardest thing I have to when I'm trying to explain to someone. Yeah, but you got it.
Nice.
I also wanted to say thank you. Our guest 2 weeks ago was Deck Night on the Rocks. They sent us some great poker chips and also some stickers. And I'll be sending some your way, Charles, here pretty soon. If you have not watched that episode, I have never laughed that much in an episode in 40 episodes. Well, tonight's still questionable. With 39 episodes, I'll say I've never
39.
laughed that much. So it was a great night. If you're not following them, give them a shout, give them a follow. They're doing great things.
Yeah, that episode was hilarious. Guys, if you haven't watched that one, go check that one out. What do I got going on? Let's see. If you see the ticker going across there, do us a favor, guys. If you haven't subscribed to us, we are 2 subscriptions away from having 300 on YouTube. My personal account, Smoking Oak, is less than 50 away from 4,000. And what's funny is I think mine's like 3,940 something. the Real Smoke podcast page is 1,000 almost exactly above mine, which sucks because I've been doing mine for like 5-6 years and the podcast has been on there for like 3 months, and whatever. Nobody loves me. I get it. Whatever. But do us a favor. If you don't care, we need like 40 or 50 more to get the podcast page to $5K, where it was almost before we got banned by, the people that work over there at the Instaface. And mine is about the same amount away from 4,000. So go give them both a follow. We still need 2 people to go on there, and I'm going to monitor it probably all night tonight just to see if we can get the 300 on YouTube. But guys, if you're watching us and haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, go do the thing. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know we're definitely not where we want to be long term, but the steady growth is awesome to see. The YouTube, every day we're getting a follower or 2, and Instagram, we're getting like 100 a week. We've been consistent with that for months now. So like it's consistent every week. So, I mean, we appreciate everyone who's followed.
Bam.
We got
hit 300. Just hit 300. Yep. Just got the notification. Just hit 300.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
So whoever's on there, thank you very much. If you were the last 2 that jumped on there to make that happen, we appreciate it. So bam, at 300. So don't have to look at that one anymore tonight. Let's see if we can get it to a couple of more. Let's see. Also, we are giving away 2 gift cards for the Cigar Vault in Oakdale. It's 2 $25 gift cards to anything in their store. I will say this. It's a brand new month. Anybody can win. And you can put that gift card toward the prize pack. I'm just saying. You can put it towards the prize pack. So go ahead and if you are watching this right now, go ahead and type in #RealSmoke. If you're watching it on, I do believe Rumble does it. I do believe Facebook does it, and I know that YouTube does it. So go ahead and do all that. Type in #RealSmoke, and you will get a chance to win the $25 gift card from not Beard Apothecary. I do that every week from Cigar Vault.
I was waiting.
Yeah. I don't know why that happens. So before we bring our guy on here tonight, let's go ahead and go through the chats real quickly. Mitch jumps on here and he says, "Wow, I'm the first one in here." Well, welcome. Nice to have you in here. And of course, he's going to go ahead and jump on it and say #RealSmoke. So does Greg. We do have Brent on here. He says, "What's up, guy? First timer. Can never get enough cigar content." Brent, welcome to the show, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So we would love for you to make sure that you comment in here. Let us know what you think. Send us a message on the podcast page and let us know what you think about the episode, and then go back and watch some of the other ones. So hope you enjoy it tonight. Welcome. Let's see. Mitch is back on here. He says, "Good evening." Talking to them. Greg says, "It's Thursday. Your spouse knows you're not out cheating because they know that you're watching the one and only Mick and Charles Real Smoke podcast." We need that quote, and Mick, so go ahead and quote that one. Go ahead and put that on some image, and we need to use that in next week's advertising.
Love it.
Let's see. Greg's also on here. Says, do the YouTube like, follow, and share stuff. Yeah. Brent says, "Thanks for having me." Cigars with Angels on here. He says, "Let's go." What's up, everyone? Big Mike is on here. He says, "My brothers, glad to see you." We're so glad to see you. Glad that you jumped on here. Bourbon, Beards, and Belvedere's. Nice. That sounds like a new one too.
It is. I don't know. I think it's a friend of Mo, because he's been commenting all week and he started following us. So welcome aboard. Good content. We followed him back as well, so we appreciate it.
Nice. Cool. Let's see what else is going on. A lot of talking in the chat between each others. Let's see. If you want to give yourself a laugh, ask Mick. If you want to give yourself a laugh, ask Mick what FYL stands for. Hey, Mick, what does FYL stand for?
It stands for "You're not allowed to stay in my apartment anymore, Rob, when you come for the Memphis Herb."
I love that one. Brent says that's a great looking 5-pack. Hey, Brent, go buy it. Let us know what you think about them. They're great cigars, every one of them that's in there. Brent says he followed us on all platforms. He must be one of the new ones that helped get us to 300.
Love it.
We have a lot of people in here jumping on, and they're all talking. Angela says hashtag real smoke. Mike says hashtag real smoke. Ken says, what's happening, guys? We're just having a good episode right here. We're about to kick things off with the one and only Mo from Patina Cigars. So that's what we're doing. What are you guys doing? So you got anything else in your welcome notes that you want to talk about before we jump in there and bring our dude on?
Nothing worth bringing on, man. Let's get the guest on here. We're a little long-winded today.
No, we're actually under what we've been lately. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about it. But before we talk about the cigar that we're going to be smoking tonight, let's hear from Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club. Mick, there you go.
Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club. Tonight's cigar is brought to you by Smoke In. Join the Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club and get 5 premium cigars delivered to your door each month. Discover hidden gems, classic favorites, and exclusive blends selected just for you. Use code RSNEW to claim your free Smoke In torch lighter and Imperfect cutter.
And the cigar tonight that we are enjoying is...
Tonight we are smoking Patina Cigars or de Nicaragua, wrapper Ecuadorian Habano Oscuro, binder Sumatra, filler Dominican Liegro, Honduran Liegro, Nicaraguan and Connecticut broadleaf, and the price is around $13. And that's again brought to you by Smoke In Cigar of the Month Club.
Nice, and we do have one more people that we got, or a group of people that we need to say hi to. So before we bring on our guest, which is Mo Maali of Patina Cigars, we do need to talk to the sponsor of tonight's guest, and that is going to be the one, the only Destination Cigars. So step into the world of cigars like never before at Destination Cigar Lounge, home of the exclusive Allegory Cigar Blend. Whether you're kicking back at Governor's Crossing in Sevierville, Tennessee, savoring the vibes at New River and Beckley, West Virginia, or soaking up the rich aroma at Almost Havana in Hurricane, West Virginia, every visit is an adventure. From top-tier cigars to expert recommendations and a laid-back atmosphere, it's the perfect place to relax, connect, and enjoy the craft. If you're looking for bold and unforgettable flavors, escape to the world of Allegory Cigars. Kick back with the rich Mexican San Andreas dividend, enjoy the smooth intrigue of the censored Sumatra, or fire up a bold and flavorful Escape Habano. For more information, you can follow them on Instagram at destination_cigars, or you can explore more by visiting them online at destinationcigarlounge.com, or take a journey to one of their 3 locations in West Virginia and Tennessee. No matter where your cigar journey takes you, every blend is an experience worth savoring. Where the road ends, the perfect smoke begins at Destination Cigars. So let's bring on the man of the multiple hour 10 minutes. Let's just bring on the man. So tonight our guest is the owner of Patina Cigars, Mr. Mo Maali. What's up, Mo?
Gentlemen,
Buddy.
an honor, a privilege, all the rest of that good stuff. One thing I always like to tell people that are about to watch an interview with me is if they want to get comfortable, grab a pillow, maybe a blanket. I'm like NyQuil or melatonin, so I'll bore them to sleep.
I will say most times I do a lot of research before these and try to somewhat get prepped, just so I have a little bit to lead in with and some questions and stuff, some follow-ups. And there's not, I've watched some of your interviews, but there's not a lot of like written information about. It's like you don't exist online, basically.
Man,
it says you
that's
own
what I
Patina
like.
Cigars, and that's it, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hey, listen, we got a lot to talk about. But the first thing, gentlemen, that we need to discuss is the Oro de Nicaragua blend. It is actually a Habano, Oscuro, Ecuador, over Sumatra, Ecuador. And it is Nicaragua and Connecticut broadleaf. So I do not use any Dominican, nor do I use What's the other? Honduran. So I just needed to correct that in case, because some people buy on the blend, right? So like, if you don't like Honduran tobacco, like don't worry, it doesn't have Honduran. If you don't like Dominican, don't worry, it doesn't have.
Interesting.
I just needed to clarify that.
We got some bad information, I guess. My apologies.
Well, no, dude, no. I just wanted to make sure that everybody had the right information.
The internet does fail you every once in a while.
All the time.
Google's a great thing, but it does fail you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you leave me read it, I'll screw it up anyway. So I'm really not good at some of the pronunciations, and everybody loves it. That's why I do the cigar read every week. So there you have it.
It's fantastic. Yeah, no, I just wanted to. I like to get. And the reason that's important, particularly for this cigar, is how it came to be. So that's why I wanted to make sure of that.
Well, I will say that one's my fault because I literally just typed in the cigar and went to the first retailer online that had it, and usually think that everybody gets their information from the same place. So I just copy and pasted everything. And I didn't look at the second. I didn't go and verify. So, well, crap. So, we'll find out who I got that from, and I'll send them a message and say, "Hey, y'all need to fix your shit."
I was trying to take some of the heat from you there, brother. It's okay. I would have taken some of the heat. It's all right.
There's been quite a few times. There's been a few times that I've messed up on some of the graphics and artwork, and I'll eat the crow on that one, because when it comes to, if you see it on the screen, I'm the one that puts it together. So if I messed up, yeah, there we go. I'll take it.
Man, my buddy Tyler that I just did that collaboration cigar with, the Patina EV. So, he's been playing around with all this AI stuff and things like that. I mean, he's got me in these different AI images, looking like either I'm a Simpsons character or I look like I'm Kurt Warner in one, and then I look like I'm like one of the Mario brothers in another one. So it's just kind of it's kind of funny how it all works out, man. So
yeah, you never know what you're going to get.
Stuff.
You never know what you're going to get with that AI stuff, man. I just started playing around with it for some of our graphics and our ads and stuff, and you never know if they're going to spell it right, and you always have to look in the background because there's something crazy going on in the background in every one of them. But it's a lot of fun to play with.
It's like those fitness influencers that Photoshop the crap out of their stuff, and then you see like a barbell bending like this, and it's like, well, that's not really how it's supposed to go. And
yep, exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly. No, man. Well, before we jump back into questions and stuff, I again want to say thanks, man. We've known you for a little bit through the TriStar group, and obviously been a fan of the brand for quite a while, man. And we appreciate everything that you're putting out, man. We enjoy your cigars for sure. But we'll get into the cigars a little bit later. We'll start out by taking it back. But that's Charles' spot. He likes to start that one off. But man, I just wanted to say thanks before we get into it here, and we're excited to have you on, brother.
Listen, I'll tell you guys, like, look, without guys like you and Charles, I've known you, I think, now for 2 years. Without guys like you giving the opportunity to small brands like myself, it's very hard for us to get the word out. So honestly, man, it's an honor to be here, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. It really means the world to me. So
I will give one last. I'm sorry, brother.
Go ahead.
I keep doing
no, go ahead.
One last little shout out. Stay classy, Owen. I'm blank, but she's for the long. Karina, thank you. Jesus, I was having a moment. She's been on us for a while now, so I gotta give her a shout out. But I'm like, we already have him scheduled. It's just we're so far booked out. It's taken a minute. But I'm like, we already have him scheduled. She's like, and then I don't know if she forgot or I forgot to let her know when we were having you on. But she's like, when are you having Mo? And I'm like, we got it. He's coming up. So she's a huge fan as well, and I know how much she loves your product and you. So I mean, it's a cool thing, man. So I gotta give her a little shout out.
Yeah, man. I mean, Karina, I've known her family, her brother and her dad. So her dad is the reason Patina exists. So yeah, it's they're very important to me. Very, very important people. So Karina is awesome, and good people, man.
So what I was going to say was, you said something about, it's been about 2 years. Yeah. I think the way that I met Mo was on Instagram. I just happened to be I just happened to be going on an anniversary trip, and I stopped at a lounge somewhere in North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
outside Asheville, and just happened to see a cigar brand that I didn't see. And I'm a huge Patina fan. I want things to look weathered. I love copper. I love brass. I love Patina.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife is looking around and she sees these cigars, and she's like, "Hey, there's a brand that you're gonna love." And I was like, "Why?" She says, "Because it's Patina." And I was like, "Are you saying it's old?" She's like, "No, the name's Patina." It's like, cool. And she's like, "And there's a Sumatra." And it's like, really? Cool. Nice. So she picks me up the Sumatra and the Maduro, and we take that into Charleston where we're going to be. And we're staying in this little Airbnb. And it's probably 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. And I think I've got the Sumatra, the Habano, and the Maduro. And it's getting dark. So I'm walking around the neighborhood just doing because every night I end the evening walking the neighborhood, and I will walk as long as the cigar lasts. And the Sumatra blew me away so much that I actually sent Mo a message and said, "I just wanted to let you know that I found your cigars for the first time. Your Sumatra just blew me away. I absolutely love it. Would love to know more about it. Thanks for all that you do." Something to that, whatever. And I go to bed that night. I wake up to Mo sending me a message in the morning saying, "Hey, tell me what you liked," and all that stuff. And we ended up, like, for 2 days messaging back and forth about, the different cigar blends. Which one should I have in the morning? When should I try the next one? And for 2 days, all I did was smoke Patina in Charleston and enjoyed every bit of it. So got him on with TriStar, and let him, meet the club and stuff like that, and got to meet him that way. And just he was the first person he was one of the first people to jump on and do the hat palooza that we've been doing. He gave away some hats in the first run. So, I mean, he's always supported us and all that stuff. So absolutely have loved the fact that I got to meet you and got to know you and stuff like that. So again, jumping on what Mick said, thanks so much for jumping on here with us.
Hell yeah, guys. It's my pleasure. Seriously. I love it.
All right. So kind of the way we do things is we like to go back in time a little bit. We like to go back to the future and get to know, who Mo was and where did Mo grow up and what was Mo like as a kid. So let's go ahead and jump into that one.
Wow. So, I was just kind of a pretty normal kid, man. Played out. I mean, so I think we're all in about the same generation. So I grew up in the Chicago area, predominantly city and suburbs, born and raised. I was one of those kids that loved playing outside all the time and all that crap. And so, we're the same generation. So that was just kind of like how we did things growing up, right? Not really anything out of the ordinary, I guess, in that sense. Trying to think, man. I'm not really good. I'm better at answering questions than I am really talking about that stuff. All
right, so let's go at it a little different. You said you grew up in Chicago, so growing up in Chicago, what was it like in school? Were you one of the good kids? Were you one of the nerds? Was you one of the people who played sports? What was the group that you fit in with when you were growing up?
Okay, so I was that tweener, if that makes sense. In other words, you couldn't really peg me in a group. Like, I had a core group of friends, but we hung out with everybody, from the jocks to the nerds to, it didn't matter. Like, there was none of that. It was we had no labels, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't really give a shit what you were, as long as you were cool. Like, you know. But no, I was always really good in school. I wasn't a troublemaker. Always got good grades. So yeah. What a lot of people don't know is educationally, I'm a CPA, which
no joke, really.
Yeah. So when I tell people that, they usually think I'm joking. So I don't know why. I mean, I can think of a few reasons why.
Yeah. Out of all the times I've talked to you, I didn't realize that you were a CPA. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
man,
except for the grades part of it, my grades weren't as good as what you kind of say yours is, but I was the same way. I had my core group of friends, but if you looked at, I had my friends who played on every sport. I had my friends who that was part of the, the art group. I had my friends that was part of the drama team. I was one of the guys who just floated around and was fine with everybody. And as long as you treated me well, we did well together. But once you form that attitude, my attitude tend to take over, and I kind of let you know what attitude was all about.
Well, you're a Taekwondo guy, so you're probably big on taking people's energy and turning it back against them, right? So
the fact that you remember that is very impressive. Yes, 100%. It was one of those things where I could hold my tongue until you just became obnoxious, and then when you became obnoxious, I'll let you know where to go.
Time to give that energy back to you.
Exactly. I will give it right back to you.
Right.
So were you when you were in high school and stuff? I mean, I agree with everything you guys were saying. Like, I had the same thing, man. I had a core group of friends, and everybody was kind of doing their own thing in their sports and band and different people. We had a close knit group, but at the end of the day, I was a soccer guy, and my buddies played football and stuff. But how about you, man? Did you play sports growing up through like middle school and high school?
Yeah, basketball and baseball. Yeah. But then when you get to school, like, I played freshman year basketball, but then I had to work. So that was sports were.
I actually found I found my wife my senior year, but I found girls in like 10th grade in general.
Yeah.
And that kind of completely screwed up my sports. I mean, I was on path to possibly play in college and whatever as a goalie, and I left other things take over my mind, and things became more important that probably shouldn't have, but it was all right.
Yeah. And it's good to be real about that, right? It's like, and it's perfectly human. I mean, there's nothing ridiculous about, being upfront about that. This is called the Real Smoke Podcast. You better be real, right?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Exactly what we're at.
Yeah. And the fact that I stopped growing didn't help my athletic career, but, regardless.
I was, before, high school, 8th grade, I played basketball, baseball, did all that stuff. I was the guy that in 8th grade, I was shoulders above everybody. I was 5'11", shoulders above everybody. By the time I was a sophomore, I was shoulders under everybody.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow. I hit that spot, and everybody else grew to 6 feet, and I didn't. Yeah. But I went to I went and got on the football team, and the coach decided, again, going back with that attitude, his way of coaching was to call you, your mama, and your grandmother everything under the bus. And, I got a nose-to-nose meeting with him and let him know that was not going to fly. And the next day, he sent the quarterback to tell me I wasn't on the team anymore. He couldn't do it, but he sent the quarterback. So, but it was okay. I was traveling the Eastern Seaboard competing and other stuff that I was doing. So I was good. It gave me some free time to travel between New York and Florida and doing what I was doing best. So
pursue other interests. But that's a great lesson in life, man. And you got it at a young age. The people that talk the most generally do the least. It's pretty incredible. And the guys who talk the guys who always want to fight can't fight. The guys who can fight never talk about wanting to fight. Like, they avoid fighting, and it's across the board in everything, really.
Well, there's a meme. There's a meme going, or not a meme, but a video going around like TikTok and Instagram, and it's these two guys at a sporting event, and this one guy is just like verbally beating this guy down, and the guy that's taking it is just looking there smiling, and all he's just doing is shaking his head, smiling, and you see him turn around, walk away, and the caption goes, "The guy never knew he almost died that night," and it shows the guy's an Olympic boxer.
Yeah, was that like in a New York Giants football game or something like that? Yeah. I remember that.
This guy's talking all this smack and telling him he's going to whip his tail and all this stuff, and he's talking to an Olympic boxer who could pretty much just put him underground whenever he wanted to, and the guy just sat there and smiled and walked away, and it's like, props to that guy.
Absolutely.
So you said one of the reasons that you didn't get into as much sports is that you had to work. So let's go into that. So what was some of your jobs growing up?
Oh man, so I started out as a dishwasher in a nursing home. Retirement village. That was really interesting, man. But I don't know. And then Office Max, and then do they even have Office Max is still around? Do they even exist? Anyway, I know
we have one.
Does. Okay. And then I worked at the Athlete's Foot, which is a shoe store in the mall. Yeah, those are my 3 gigs.
Wait, hang on. There was actually a store called the Athlete's Foot.
You better believe it, buddy.
Yeah, there really was.
Still is.
Not that much. Interesting. Interesting. Doesn't seem like the best choice of name for a sneaker store, but hey.
Used to get that a lot. Yeah. Finish Line, Champs, and Foot Locker typically rolled off the tongue a little bit better. So
correct. That's the reason I grew up.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of don't want to tell anybody that, hey, where are you going tonight? Well, I got to go work at the Athlete's Foot tonight. So,
right.
I mean, that kind of, your girl asks you, hey, do you want to go out tonight? No, honey, I got to go work at Athlete's Foot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was, I didn't have mixed problems. So
after high school, where'd you go to college?
I went to DePaul University in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did you live and stay in Chicago? Or do you still live there?
I still do. Yeah, I still live here. Outside of 2.5 years where I lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I lived here my whole life.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that growing up and even now, you're probably a boxing fan.
I think more so when I was younger.
I'm just looking at the picture behind you.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, that's a legend. That transcends boxing. That's a reminder. Well, typically, I always joke with people, that's me. That's the cigar industry. But I digress.
I like it. No, we got to go into that one. We'll go into that one. I got to know. I got to know the thought behind just that statement. So we'll go into that one. So,
but to me, Muhammad Ali was a legend for a lot of different reasons, and that was something that when you are at the top of your game and you're willing to step back and stand up for what you believe in, pay a price for it. It's a good lesson, man, because especially in today's world with the amount of, let's call it injustice, we need more people that are willing to make their own lives a little bit uncomfortable to resist some of the things that are coming and have been happening, whether it be speech-wise or civil liberties or government overreach and, you know, printing a bunch of money that makes our money worthless, stuff like that. So, you know.
So let's go into that one. So, so Patina Cigars is the great one, and everything else, the cigar industry, happens to be laying at the feet.
Oh, no, you have that wrong. I'm Sonny Liston. The cigar industry is Muhammad Ali.
Ah, okay. So I get that one too.
Yeah. No, I would never be that narrative.
So go into that one. So why does that resonate that way with you?
Well, it was a joke, but I will tell you guys. Okay, so let's step back for a minute.
Hey, there's truth in every jokes. Every joke has truth behind it.
So you get this all the time, man. Like, oh man, I want to start my own brand. I want to do this. I want to do that, right? And a lot of times, man, like if you're going to make a commitment to make this your full-time thing, right? And you say, okay, I want to make a living from this. Now, my journey started a little bit different because I started as a podcaster in this whole thing, and it just doors opened in weird ways to eventually become Patina. But I think that a lot of people want to be a part of something, man, without truly understanding what it takes, the sacrifice and things like that. The mental aspect of the push and pull of constantly your cigar is awesome, your cigar sucks, your cigar is the best, your cigar is the worst, like all of that stuff constantly, you know, it plays not only into your being as a professional, and this is your livelihood, but it also starts to mess with your psyche as a human being, right? And there are times, man, through the years, like until you get if you lift at the gym, you start to get the blisters on your hands, that, you know, the calluses and stuff like that. Until you start becoming calloused a little bit, that's a really tough place to be mentally. And, that's all part of the journey, but it's just, man, it's tough. It's a tough industry. I think as an industry, we don't do a very good job of necessarily always putting forward the reality of things. We put this party atmosphere and this and that, but man, that's not how cigars get on your shelves, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff behind it, and a lot of, even this whole tariff thing over the past few months, how that's going to affect so many things, trying to prepare for it. The mental, Delta lost my last shipment for 12 days that had my collaboration that was aged for 6 months already. You know, just little things like that nobody sees, right? So.
Yeah, no, it's we've been doing this long enough now. I mean, episode 40. We've been doing this long enough now that we've heard from so many brand owners that say how many times you get knocked down. But man, that old verbiage is, you know, it's how many times you get back up, and it seems like that's the brands that continue to find a way in the industry. And it's not always easy, man. And we've heard from so many people a lot of the challenges, and it's not all roses, man.
Bro, listen, it is. I can't even tell you how many brands I've seen come and go since I started, and brands that had a lot more hype than Patina. Which has been a blessing, by the way. You know, I thank God for it, because I never had. You guys were talking about slow growth, man, and building foundation step by step and all that. It's the truth. It's the way to survive. If you want to do it long term. You know, there's no quick way in this industry, and that's what I respect about this industry. There's no shortcuts. You can't buy yourself the legitimacy. You know, the people have to get behind you and have to believe in what you're doing.
So I will say this real quick. Just jumping back to the start of the show, we were two people away from getting 300, and again, rookie numbers, small people. I mean, on Instagram, we thought when we started, because we got such a huge following on Instagram, that we were getting 60, 70,000 views a month, that we were, YouTube was going to be easy. YouTube is freaking hard. But we said we were 2 people away from getting 300. We are now 305. So 7 people have decided in just the last 45 minutes that they were going to jump on board with us and kind of trust us with some of their with their entertainment. So if you guys have already jumped on here and become a part of this, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Tell them to turn it off before they're like, man, F this guy. I'm not listening to this guy.
I will tag on to that though, because I always say this, man. We started out saying if we had like 100 people that consistently followed us and enjoyed what we do and we have fun along the way, that's all that matters to us. You know what I mean? So now we're like to 5,000 people on Instagram and 300 on YouTube. And I know there are overall in the grand scheme of things, small numbers, but that's exciting, man. People tune in every week and they want to be notified when we're coming on. That's cool stuff. I guess we're doing things right and we're just having fun with it. And we try to make everybody feel like they're a part of something. It's that community we try to build. So
hell yeah. Bro, dude, that exact mentality is what led to Patina. When I started my podcast with my buddy Drew, we did it for us.
So let's go ahead and get into that one. So I don't know how far out of college or whatever you were when you started that one, but let's go into it. You said that Patina didn't start out as I'm a dude that's going to be thinking about a brand. You were a guy that was doing a podcast. So let's go into to that part of it.
Okay, so you guys want to know history, right?
100%.
So a lot of why Patina came to be actually stems from a lot further back. How old are you guys, Charles, Mick?
I'm 46.
Okay.
I'll be 43 this year.
Okay, I'll be 43 this year too.
When
I graduated college, I was thrust into the global financial crisis. 2 of the years I spent in the account was closing down banks with the FDIC throughout the country. Okay. It was a very humbling experience, which has shaped a lot of the way I look at things, the way I think about things. And actually that experience led to Red Pill, which is going to be the next Patina core line. But going back to that, man, like when I lived through that and I saw the carnage with these mortgage-backed securities and all this paper, valueless paper running around, I knew that I wanted to get into something where you had a physical product, right? So that led me to trading physical grain. So that's when I moved down to Oklahoma. So I meet my buddy Drew down there. And we became friends. I was going to move back to Illinois. He goes, man, we got to figure out a way to keep in touch. Mind you, this is 2014. He's like, hey, why don't we do this thing called a podcast? I'm like, man, who the hell's going to want to listen to us? And he's like, dude, it's for us. We'll just, talk about cigars and things. So we actually started as a blog. And then in 2015, I believe it was, we actually started the podcast portion of it. And man, it ended up being a pretty crazy time because that's when like a bunch of like that next generation boutiques were coming out, like Fratello and Black Label and Southern Draw and House of Emilio and, all that kind of stuff, man. And it was just a pretty cool time to be like starting that. And then we end up, my buddy Drew, to his credit, he's like, hey man, why don't we do a cigar for the podcast? I'm like, Drew, where do you come up with this? I'm like, do a cigar for the podcast. Guys, remember, this is 10 years ago. This is not like, how common it is now, right? And luckily enough, James Brown from Black Label gave us a shot to do a cigar for us. And we did it. And we did 2 blends that took us forever to sell, but they ended up selling because Black Label became really popular, man. Like, because Black Label was relatively small at that time too. So But yeah, man, that's kind of how it all started. And then that experience led to me saying, hey, I want to do a brand.
And that's awesome. Yeah, I did not know how you got started, and I did not know it started with a podcast, which is great. I would have led with that. Maybe not led with it, but it would have been in my queue, man. That's I did not know that. I love it. Every week I learn something here, man, because we always say, me and Charles are both cigar nerds, man. We love knowing that behind the scenes stuff, you know, and it's something that every week we're like, man, we didn't know that, and we're like the cigar nerds here. But so I guess before that, what got you into cigars? Like, how did that start? How did you and Drew, or just you, or who got you into cigars?
Yeah, dude, my oldest brother. So when I moved to Tulsa, he bought me a humidor and a box of Arturo Fuente Hemingways, a cutter and a lighter. And he said, you're going to need something to do while you're down there because you don't know anybody. And that's how it all started, bro. That's how, like, I really got into cigars. That was it. Yeah. That was a turning point.
So when you were getting into cigars and you were doing your podcasts and things like that, what were some of the cigars that you were enjoying that was taking you down that rabbit hole of, hey, I enjoy cigars?
Oh, man. Okay, so LFD, Tatuaje, my father. Those are the big three that I smoked. And, believe it or not, Monte Cristo used to have this cigar called Reserva Negra, which was a fantastic cigar back then. It was really bold, man. It was really good. I used to like that thing. But I would say those three brands. I remember I used to like some of the Sam Lucia stuff around that time. God, man, it's just forever. Obviously Drew Estate. Because that was when it was a big deal to be able to get a Liga 9 or a UF 13 or whatever. So yeah, man, kind of all that stuff.
It's a good time to get into it, man. Somebody else had mentioned it in a previous show, Charles. I can't remember who it was, about that Monte Cristo. They mentioned that was one that kind of got him turned that corner into looking down that rabbit hole for more cigars. I remember that being talked about. I just can't remember who it was. Yeah, either. I got to ask before we move on here. What is there anywhere that your podcasts are still on? Are they still on YouTube or anywhere? Because I did not.
Oh, we still do them once in a while. Yeah, really? Sultans of Smoke. Yeah, Sultans of Smoke.
Okay.
Yep.
Charles, did you know this? Am I the only one? Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he talked about that on the TriStar group, and I follow that.
All right, I suck. I'm going to go back on mute now. Cool.
So you guys go ahead doing your podcast. What were some of the moments that that you can remember from doing the podcast in the early days, or some of the people that you brought onto the podcast or something like that? What were some of your memories from those?
Dude, so man, it's wild. So early on, we end up becoming friends with Dave West, who had started a kind of rival to Cigar Dojo called Cigar Noise. So Dave, we become really good friends with Dave. He ends up jumping on with us, so now there's three of us. Dave was in the military, kind of disappeared for a while, so we kind of lost him. We picked up another guy named Mukau Rich, we call him. So he's been on with us since then. But Dave comes back, starts working with Small Batch, and now Dave is part owner of Avowed Cigars, which just debuted recently. I don't know if you guys have seen Avowed, but they're out of the Kellner factory in the Dominican. Fantastic cigars. My buddy Dave, who's an awesome dude. And so, man, that's two guys off of this podcast now who have brands. Pretty crazy. But we also, we used to have Danny Vasquez as one of our guys that was on every week, who was with Roma Craft for a long time. And then had his own brand for a little bit called The Voyage. So, yeah, I mean, just those memories, man. Matt Booth was probably the most, I'm still friends with him to this day, but he was a really fun guest to have on. He was really cool. But man, just sharing all that. And then especially during COVID, we were still doing some episodes, so like people could feel a little bit of a sense of normalcy. So that was fun.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
awesome.
that was that. Go ahead, Mick. Sorry, bud.
No, man. Sorry, I'm doing this a lot tonight. You mentioned Matt Booth. I have to bring this up. Did you happen to see our episode with Matt Booth?
I have not, but I did see you guys had him on.
Yeah, we had him on, and we got canceled by Instagram that night and lost 5,000 followers and everything that we had built to that point. So our 5,000 we're going to hit in a few weeks is our post Matt Booth era.
Wait, so is that because of your episode with Matt Booth?
Yeah, we got shut down mid episode. The stream went dead. It went black. Everything was done.
What kind of topics are you guys discussing?
Well, we should probably discuss that off air, or they might shut us down tonight.
Yeah, man. Well, that was a stupid question, actually. Now that I think about it, I'm really sorry about that.
You're good, but he went.
We pretty much know why it happened. We just don't put that out there anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll talk to, we'll tell you about it.
Yeah, I'm curious, man. That's fantastic.
It's one of those things that we don't regret, because it's one of those stories that we'll have with us forever. But it was painful to watch. Like, we hit 5,000 followers, or like 4,700 or something like that within the first five months of doing this, and we were having Boopy on, and we're like, this is going to be the one that puts us over that edge, man. It's going to be that biggest show ever. It's our biggest name we've ever had on. It's going to be amazing. We were hyping it up for weeks, and then we have him on, and it shuts us down because he went on one of his classic Matt Booth rants, and it was hilarious. It was awesome. We love the guy, but it was insane. So and all of a sudden, gone.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that. I was going to ask you guys what had precipitated your exclusion from social media. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing the story.
So, how with the podcast that you guys were doing, how often do you get back to doing it again? Is it something you guys do like every 6 months, or?
Well, sometimes it feels that we're trying to do it once a month now. We went 6 months out there because Drew had kids, Mukau had a kid, so we were just whatever. But we're trying to do once a month right now. That's kind of
Gotcha. So the podcast goes into, hey, let's do a cigar.
Yes.
So where does hey, let's do a cigar go into, hey, let's build a brand?
Yeah, so I was at an age, man, where I had to make a choice. Am I going to be a corporate guy, or do I want to take a chance on myself? And it was like now or never for me. Is kind of how I looked at it. And I love cigars. I love the art of blending a cigar, understanding the ways different tobaccos interact, how you put things together to get certain profiles. It's almost like a puzzle, but a chef at the same time. Like it's very awesome to me, and to be able to bring joy to people, and except the people that don't like Patina, I guess I don't bring them joy, but that's okay. You're not going to please everybody, but that's just what it is. And then to have that opportunity. Because to me, cigars bring people together in a way that nothing else in this world does. So that was all very attractive to me. And then, like I said, going back to my experience professionally, seeing the global financial crisis, I didn't want my income to be dependent upon a service or some sort of like paper-based skill. Like I wanted something that was physical, tangible, that I could have. So all of those things together led to me taking the chance to do Patina.
So I don't know if Charles froze there, if it's just me. I don't know, but you there?
Oh, I thought I took his breath away. I was like, damn, man, I appreciate that, Charles.
Yeah, I think he froze for a minute. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was panicking there for a minute. I thought maybe we all froze. But so that's a great story, man. That's a great reason why to get into this industry, and we couldn't agree more, man. That's the exact reason we do this, is because we love this community and it builds community. And you're right, it's a great equalizer. It's something that anyone who gets it, man. You could sit down in the lounge with people you've never met before, and by the end of the day, it's like your best friends, man. It's something that I've never experienced in my life until I really went down that rabbit hole with cigars.
Listen, yeah.
Now go ahead.
No, man, you know what's awesome, bro? Like, I'll meet people and they'll be like, Patina's my splurge cigar. And I'll meet people and they're like, Patina's my everyday cigar. And that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, no matter what, man, you're going to find something for yourself and you're going to be able to meet some amazing, amazing people.
Yeah, your price point's always right, man. It's spot on for I mean, you have an amazing cigar.
Right.
And it's I'm sure it's tough right now, man. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But
yeah.
So while we're talking about the beginnings of the brand, why the name Patina? That's something that obviously sticks out and obviously has probably some meaning for you. And,
for sure. So similar to Charles, I've always thought Patina is beautiful because it's like it's almost like God's canvas, like, you know, that oxidation process and stuff like that. It's from nature. It is real. You can't, I mean, today you could fake it. You could put a wrap on your car or something like that. But there is something about a real patina that is is very genuine. And also it's kind of indicative of our journey as human beings. Like, man, I'm gray now. I wasn't always gray. You know, I got some wrinkles, you know, whatever. I wasn't always that way. But dude, I'm still myself. I'm still the same person. So it's like, no matter what life throws your way, you're going to get weathered, you're going to get beaten up, you're going to get whatever, but you're still yourself. And that's kind of what it meant to me. Statue of Liberty is still the Statue of Liberty. You know, the two lions in front of the art museum in Chicago are still the two lions in front of they're just, you know, they got some patina on it. That's all.
That's pretty awesome. So really quickly, there's quite a few people asking questions. So I want to jump into them really quick.
Yeah.
So Rob jumps on here and says, what is the one thing that you learned while creating your cigars that you wish you would have known beforehand?
I think how important branding was. You know, remember, I'm an accountant. Like, I'm good at numbers. So, you know, that creative side, I would have probably tried to understand. Because, man, like, me as a consumer, I like to smoke cigars I like. I don't care about the band on them. But that's not how most people view things. You know, a lot of people buy the band. They buy the story. They buy the box. There's so many other things, and that's just what it is. And as I've gotten along into building the brand, I've become more and more realistic with myself and how important that is. And sure, I wish that was definitely one thing.
Well, I will say that when you look at some of the cigars that your core line that you got on there, the branding for the name is dead on. Mm-hmm. You've got that. I mean, it has that patina look to it. So, mm-hmm. And then you go into the hats that that was one of the rabbit holes that you and I went down into because mm-hmm. I started asking about them. You have certain hats that you put out there that like my favorite one matches the shirt that you're wearing. Right. I sent you a message and saying, yeah, that's my favorite one because it would just happen to be the hat that I have. It's that patina blue on black. And you said, do you know why the hats and the colors are the way that they are? And I was like, no, I got no clue.
Yeah.
So there's a method behind that madness. You have, you know, ideas behind your branding. So let's go in. Before we get into anything else, let's talk about those hats and those colorways. So
yeah, man. Yeah. So the OG is what I call the black with the, you know, turquoise or teal or whatever. That's just the OG because that's just patina, right? The black and white is the White Sox. The royal blue and red is the Paul and the Cubs. The black and red is the Bulls and the Blackhawks, and also Red Pill, which is the next cigar line. So it was kind of like when I released that colorway, it was, the Chicago teams, but also kind of a foreshadowing to the color scheme of Red Pill.
Nice. So so let's go back a little bit. You've got the idea behind the brand. So how did you go about finding the factory that you decided to work with? Is it the same factory that you're working with now? What was your process of finding someone to work with? Because a lot of the smaller brands, some of them say it was really easy to find the factory that they wanted to use. And then some of them are like, it was a freaking nightmare. We would go talk to one person, they would turn us down. We would try to find another person, they would turn us down. It was it was something hard for them to do. So what was the process of you finding the factory that you decided to work with?
So getting back to, I was helped by a gentleman by the name of Michael Charles, who's my broker in the Midwest. He was instrumental, man, trying to help me find somewhere to go and things like that. So I will forever be grateful for that. But I visited a couple. I decided on Mombacho at the time, which no longer exists. So what was attractive about them at that time was I would have been the only other brand that they made. It was a small factory. Claudio was the master blender. His tutelage came from Henke Kellner at Davidoff. So it was a really unique situation to be able to work with them. And I took it. It made the most sense. In 2019, I switched over to Naxa, Nicaragua American, which at the time, it was basically me, Saka, Dapper, and Christian Aroa's stuff. I think that's some of the CLE and Asylum stuff. And then they're making another really boutique brand called FQ at the time. And then today, Naxa obviously makes stuff for Crowned Heads and Warped and Saka and Patina and Dapper still and all that stuff. So that Krakatoa, the Osgener cigar, that's made at Naxa that you guys have in your pack for this month. That's awesome.
The one that we're smoking tonight is the Oro de Nicaragua. Naxa's working with a lot of people right now that's putting out some great cigars.
Yeah, man. West Tampa just put out a cigar with them. So we're, trying to raise the profile of the factory helps all of us, I think. But, we'll see.
Yeah, so sports teams, man, you already went over. Obviously, you're diehard everything Chicago.
Yes.
So any core memories growing up with sports teams in Chicago that take you back a little bit?
I told you my age. Who do you think?
Oh yeah, you grew up with MJ, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think you could script a better childhood than being old enough to remember that run. Especially the first three-peat's a little blurry, but the second three-peat, man, I remember it like it was yesterday.
That's awesome. Yeah, a little different, but I know what it feels like, man. I grew up watching Mario Lemieux, being a Penguins fan, growing up in Pennsylvania. I mean, that was my time, man. So it's not the same, but amazing. Yeah, it was like watching Magic on ice, man. It was unbelievable.
Yes. Yep. It was interesting at that time. We couldn't watch Blackhawks home games because they blacked them out on TV.
Blacked them out. Yep, I remember those days. Crazy.
So yeah, it's nuts, man. But yeah, Lemieux was a legend.
Yeah,
actually, I'm going to be out near you. Grew up in the Pittsburgh area?
I grew up dead center of the state. So I grew up a Phillies fan and a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, and I'm all over the state, and a Penn State fan. So I grew up dead center of the state. So I went both sides of the state for sporting teams. But my dad hated pro football, and that's how I ended up becoming an Atlanta Falcons fan, which is the worst decision I ever made in my life.
Yeah, you've probably had prouder moments.
I have. Yeah, Charles is also a Atlanta Falcons fan, but that 28-3, I'll never live it down, man. I still haven't gotten over that.
Yeah.
And here we are today. But
yeah, dude, don't feel bad. I'm a Bears fan, so.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh yeah, I have a Bears colorway patina hat too. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome, man. Yeah. That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, most Chicago teams suck, so it's not like a point of pride, you know.
It's a rough time for it's a rough time for Chicago White Sox fans, man. If you're diehard one baseball team in Chicago right now, it's not a good time. It's and I saw that when you first got on, man. I was going to ask you too. Did you ever
tough stretch?
Maybe I missed this too because I'm apparently missing a lot of stuff lately. Have you ever come out with a Patina fitted hat? Because I'm a fitted hat guy.
Okay, I did. Well, they were flex fit.
Okay.
And they were so I only do New Era stuff. So they're New Era flex fit.
Yep, nice.
And they're pretty badass. The problem is for events and stuff, you know, once you run out of a size, then you can't give them.
They're expensive.
So that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because they're not cheap. You know, I mean, you're doing New Era. So
absolutely.
Like my snapbacks are $59.50 New Eras. Like that's, you know, what they. So it's but we're gonna go back to. We'll do some more flex fits, and when we do, I'll make sure to get one out.
Let me know, man. I'll definitely buy one from you. Let me know for sure.
You don't buy it, no. You don't.
I appreciate it. Let me know, brother.
Yeah. All right, you got it.
So let's go into like kind of what you're doing now. So you've got you found the factory that you're working with. Everything's going good. So what was the core lines that you started out with? What did you start out with? And, you know, kind of give us that idea.
Man, so, dude, it was so funny, man, you mentioned that. Because, Charles, I had the Connecticut and the Habano for 3 years. Just those two. And I don't even know how I survived. Well, I do know because of the Connecticut. But in today's world, to go 3 years in between releases is unheard of, right? But when I started, you can kind of get away with that a little bit. Everything Patina does is intentional. In other words, I'm not going to come out with a new cigar just to come out with a new cigar. It has to serve a purpose and reach an audience that I'm not currently reaching. And if I think a cigar has the potential to cannibalize one of the other lines, I probably won't bring it out. The closest thing, Red Pill, because it uses a Mexican, has similar properties to the Maduro, but it's a box press, and it uses some different tobaccos, and it's in Oscuro, Mexico versus Maduro, Mexico. So while there will be some familiarity, maybe, it's nowhere near the same, if that makes sense. So I don't think that they will, but that would be, and the Red Pill is kind of actually an homage to the Sultans of Smoke Max Press that we did for our podcast, because that was a box press cigar. So that cigar is going to mean a lot to me in a lot of different ways, and you guys will see why.
I'm a huge fan of box press.
But yeah, so Connecticut Habano, we introduced the Maduro right as soon. Sorry, did you guys get that? So yeah, we introduced the Maduro right when COVID hit, and then we did the Sumatra in 2022, and then the Oro in 2024. 2024.
I'm a huge fan of anything box press, man. I'm excited to. Like I said, we've enjoyed everything we've smoked years, man. But
thanks, man.
I'm super excited about. I saw that collab when you just came out with, and I have to get some of those as well, man. Because anything box press, I think it takes it to another level for me. I don't know why, but everything, like my favorite cigars over the last 2 or 3 years have all been box press. So I'm excited to get it, man.
Yeah, man, I'm excited too, dude. Like it's a really good cigar, and I'm excited about it. It's unique. even though it uses a Mexican wrapper, it's still, listen, again, getting back to how you position the tobacco, how much of each tobacco you use, all that different stuff. It makes a world of difference. So I'm excited for it. And but yeah, the collab that I did with Tyler, Visa Horny, that cigar was interesting because we used. Okay, so one thing about Patina is every single cigar uses U.S. tobacco in one shape, form, or another. The Patina Eviso doesn't use any U.S. tobacco. It's all Nicaraguan, Ecuador, and Ecuador and Nicaragua. So, and then we used Pueblo Nuevo, which Patina has never used in any of my blends before. So it's completely different.
So, like earlier when I was talking about, ended up having a chance to go through like, the Habano, the Sumatra, and the Maduro. I remember talking to you when you were coming out with the anniversary. And that anniversary was fantastic. And in my head, it was like, damn, I just can't wait to see what they do next. And you come out with this one. Mm-hmm. This one, to me, hits all the spots. Mm-hmm. I absolutely enjoy, the flavor profile and the strength and stuff behind this one. My question is, you're not somebody who's known for just putting out something, every year. I'm going to have a new LE this year. I'm going to have a new core line this year or whatever. Mm-hmm. What is that process that takes you into, okay, I need to have another cigar? Are you looking for the right cigar at that time? Or are you looking for, something that's big in the industry, whether it is the Mexican or whether it is broadleaf or whatever? Mm-hmm. What determines whether you're putting out something new this year?
Okay, so in an era where if you're not on people's minds, they forget about you. There is more pressure than ever to put something new out, right? When you have brands that are coming out, so you're already competing against the big guys that are going to put out multiple cigars a year across different lines that they have. But even in the boutique side of things, you have brands that come out with multiple cigars a year, and so that trying to maintain relevance but not bastardize your brand, and you just try to find that middle ground, man, and that's really what it comes down to for me. So there is going to be no LE Patina this year. The collaboration with my buddy Tyler, that will be the LE this year. But that was a different spin, man. And again, that allowed Tyler to kind of get his name out, because he had done some cigars with Roma Craft. So now his working with me is with Noxa. It allowed me to kind of have some crossover with some of the people that really followed him. And so just things like that, man, really looking at different ways to bring relevance to the brand. That's really what it comes down to. And then identifying consumers that you're missing out on. Like when I do events, people, what am I not able to offer people that come to my cut-and lights or my events and things like that?
That is so well put, man. You want to stay true to who you are and who the brand is without trying to do something that's not you, and trying to stay within that wheelhouse and continue to put out something you're proud of.
Absolutely.
Is that so do you have a favorite cigar out of your line throughout the brand? I mean, you've been doing this a minute now, and you obviously you blended these all to something that you want to put your name on and be proud of.
Right.
Is there one that you're like, yeah, this one's definitely my favorite? Everybody don't want to admit to having that favorite child, but we all do, kind of. It's one of those deals.
So Cigars with Angel just posted the same thing. So that was my next one that I was going into. If you had to pick one cigar from your line to smoke all the time, which one would you smoke?
So it actually changes, and that's not a cop-out. That it actually changes depending on the phase that I'm going through. Also, what I may be working on with the factory. But if you put a gun to my head, Sumatra. Yeah.
I somehow knew you were going to lean that direction, man. We enjoy
it,
but it's a great smoke, man.
It's such a good cigar.
Yeah. That cigar to me, man, is everything I want. I mean, it's the perfect balance between, it has some oomph to it, but not too much. I could literally smoke 2, 3, 4 of those things in a row, and I just can't. I really don't know how to put it, man. That cigar is just, to me, everything I look for in a cigar. Right amount of sweetness, right amount of, whatever. Yeah.
I will say that, that has become my favorite cigar from the brand, just because, to me, if you go into the sports world, it's a utility player. Yes. It is a great cigar to smoke first thing in the morning with a good, strong coffee. It's a great cigar right after lunch. You're out traveling around. You had a decent lunch. You're going to smoke that one. But it's also good for your last cigar of the evening. You don't want something overpowering. You don't want something that's going to last too long on your palate. It's something that you can smoke, enjoy, and you're good for the next day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's interesting. Everybody, you hear a lot of people in the American market talking about, oh man, Cubans, oh, I want Cubans. First of all, based on what you say you like to smoke, what makes you think you're going to like a Cuban, right? But here's to me what makes Cubans legendary is the ability you could literally smoke 5, 10 Cubans in a row, man, you don't even feel it. That's hilarious, by the way. But
he is effing killing me, man. He is killing me. And I offered him up my place to stay in a couple weeks for the herf. I mean, he's gonna. It's gonna be revoked really damn soon. I'm done.
So that to me, man, is what makes Cuban cigars. So when I look that's what I try to do with Patina, man. I want you to be able to smoke cigar after cigar after cigar. I'm not looking to burn out your palate or anything like that. This makes no sense to me.
Well, see, that's one thing I enjoy about all of your cigars is that they have enough body flavor to carry you through the day, but they don't have so much strength that they're going to knock you on your ass. Yes. So it's one of the things, whether you're a big Habano fan or you're a Maduro fan, your Maduro is not a spicy kick you in the face Maduro. It's a savory, it's a flavorful Maduro. That's what I think about what I think about the Habano or the Sumatra. So, that's one thing I appreciate about the line is that you're not trying to look at somebody and go, okay, you want a Maduro, I'm going to give you a Maduro. Because to me, that's what Saka does. Saka is like, you want a Maduro? I'm going to give you something. And he wants to kick you in the face and,
So you want to hear a funny story about, I got to spend a week with him in Nicaragua. He was at the factory when I was, and just what a wealth of information, man. I mean, incredible. His approach to cigars is admirable. The way he you talk about learning from people and respecting the people that did this before you and for longer than you, and paying that respect. Just now, we have two completely different approaches to cigars, right? Versus what kind of he likes versus what, but the way he goes about it is just incredible, and a lot of respect for that. But we were talking about when I look at my brand and the two brands that really shaped it, and for me as a consumer, were Tatawahe and Illusione. Those are really the two brands that shaped a lot of how I look at cigars and things like that. So,
well, see, that's what I was about to ask next was, you've been in the industry long enough, whether it's been enjoying cigars, doing the podcast, or now, with your brand, who are some of the people you kind of look up to, and kind of if you're there with them at a factory, or you're at the PCA or whatever, and they're talking to you, you're like, my ears are open, because what they're saying means something. So who are some of those people that in the industry that kind of have your ear?
Okay, so, and again, not a cop out. So I'm going to answer this a little bit differently, if that's okay. To answer your question, everybody. Because
if you're willing to listen, you're willing to learn. So I get that.
You're going to learn something from everybody, because, man, everybody's at a different part of their evolution as a brand. So whether it's an OG guy like Saka, or it's a new up-and-comer like, Sebastian from Cavalier or something like that, or, a legend like Nelson Alfonso from Byron and Atabey, right? You're going to be all ears. Because if you're not, you're the one losing out. And but in the sense of, like, you ultimately have to carve your own path, if that makes sense. So you take all of this knowledge, man, and you have to personalize it. And that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah,
and make it actionable.
Absolutely, what works for you, man. And
yes.
I've, and this is not totally related to the cigar industry, but in life in general, you can learn so much from somebody doing something wrong and the mistakes they've made, more than you can even from them doing stuff right, because it's just a way. It's the best way to learn, is to see it being done. You know what I mean? And whether it's good or bad, you're going to learn something. So if you're not taking it all in, you're the one missing out for sure.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Well, I mean, in my daily profession, I work with kids a lot. So one of the talks that we're having this week is, since the kids are going back to school, it's all about learning. And, one of the things I was I'm talking to the kids about this week is that if you're willing to stop, listen, and focus and pay attention, no matter whether you're at the grocery store, you're at home, you're at church, or you're at school, or whatever, there's a learning opportunity everywhere you go. You just have to take the chance or the opportunity to sit and listen. And that's what a lot of people can't do, is that they can't listen.
Yeah, that's right. What's that saying? God gave you one mouth and two ears? Like that? Yeah. Very, very true, man. Very, very true.
So going through the industry, whether it's been the podcast or what you're doing now, have you ever been starstruck by any of the brand owners that somebody, you kind of looked up to in the past, that you're like, you finally got to meet, and you kind of like a sports person, you see that favorite player, you see MJ coming up there. Have you met that person that you've been starstruck by in the cigar industry?
I don't really get that way, if that makes sense. But certainly people that you're just like, damn, like this guy, that guy does it right. More like that. Like, man, that guy is doing, that's where I aspire to get to. More in that lens. The first time I had an interaction with George Padron was hilarious. I was working retail. So I left my job to manage a cigar shop in the Chicago area for a year to learn the retail aspect. And unfortunately, I can't relay the entire story because it's kind of, not suitable for all audiences. But basically, my boss from the owner of the cigar shop, tells George Padron that, like, oh my God, I'm like excited to meet him, right? And then his reaction to that was pretty legendary. And then I had responded, well, what's wrong with that? And he started cracking up. So luckily I had a sense of humor about it. But yeah, that was. But again, man, that's a legend. You guys could probably piece together what I'm trying to
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think the wheels of the bus are still on my back. Actually, I think I can tattoo it. But yeah, man. But dude,
We've
yeah,
had
I mean,
every week,
That's it.
man. I think every week we come onto the show because like I said, we're cigar nerds, man. We love learning this shit. So every week we come on with that little bit of nervousness and like we talked about earlier, man, the cigar industry is like no other, man. We get into the show and we're like, man, all these guys are just like us, you know. I mean, we just want to talk about it and something we enjoy. And at the end of the day, we gained a friend and part of our family, part of your family, man, and that's what we do.
100%. I mean, like I said, man, Charles and I, we started off just by random talking about a cigar he smoked at, I think it was from B&B, Charlie's place. And, you know, man, just became friends. That's it. You know, it's not like, I don't know, man. I don't look at, like, truthfully, when people are like, oh, man, that's your brand or whatever, dude, I fucking forget sometimes. I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, I still think of myself as an accountant sometimes. Like, I forget that this is what I do now. It's weird. I'm telling you guys. It's crazy.
But the good part about that is it's not become it hasn't become to where the brand is who you are.
Right. No,
you know, you represent the brand. You're out there putting out good product and good material for people to enjoy, but you haven't got to the point to where this is me. It's all me. It's me. It's no, you're Mo, and there's Patina.
Yeah,
and
like that's a
you
part
get
of who I am.
you get that when talking to you.
So man, listen, without
one thing that I figured out about you with the first time I started talking to you, and those couple of days of talking to you, is you're a cigar and you enjoy cigars. You just happen to put out cigars for your brand, but the first you enjoy cigars.
Dude, guys, I smoke everything. I smoke everything from brands that I like, right? But no, I smoke. I respect the art. I respect the industry. I call it research and development too. You know, I mean, it is. It's my R&D. So I got to smoke everything. You know, hey man, how did they use this tobacco? Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting combination. How did that work out? And everybody has access to different materials and things like that. And so you work with what you have, but it's always fascinating. But man, I will say these brands, and I don't care who they are, and we are nothing without the people that even make it possible. And that starts with the factory. You know, like for me, Gus Cura of Oliva Tobacco, I mean, that guy is like a mentor to me. You probably never heard that name, but he is huge. I mean, you talk to anybody in the industry in Nicaragua, bro, they know Gus, okay? He's a legend. I mean, and I don't say that lightly. Like, that man is legendary. Trey Oliva. And then you have my contact at the factory, Ninoska. And then you have all the people rolling in Lidamar and in Nerlin. And then you have the people that are rolling the cigars. And then you have the box maker, the band maker, cigar rings. All of these things, without all of these people, we do not exist. And then the retailer. I mean, Cigar Vault Oakdale is a retailer of Patina. You know, thank you guys very much. And actually, I'll be out in your area hopefully in October, and I'll swing by, actually meet you guys.
Nice.
Without them, this is not possible. And then, most importantly, the consumer. Without the consumer, we don't exist. So how you could become or start to have an aura of arrogance or anything like that is beyond me. At the end of the day, we use the bathroom the same way, talk, put our pants on the same way. We are, I don't think a lot of people, man, we're blessed, dude. Like, thank God for everything, man. So
your level of humbleness, man, is commendable. It's phenomenal. Like I don't disagree with any of it. Like Charles and I come out here and have fun every week, and for whatever reason, people like to tune in. It's kind of the same thing, man. Like we know if it wasn't for sponsors that believe in us, pushing them and helping each other out, and the people that turn in, the fans every week that come in and, you know, for whatever reason, love watching this show. It's a great time, man. But your level of humbleness for where you're at right now is that's what's going to continue taking you to that next level, because it's definitely that's what it takes, man.
Bro, like if you build this thing step by step, there are two things that could happen. One, you take so much crap that you become an a-hole. And I understand why people could become like that, by the way, because you take a lot, man. There's a lot of humble pie to be eaten as you're building this stuff. Or you can make the choice to rise above it and to appreciate the journey that you've been through. And it's not always easy, and it's not always going to be 100% either way, but it's finding that ability to rise above everything you've been through, maintain your humility, because at the end of the day, we're human beings. We're nothing. I mean, like, you know, so why you think but also having the confidence to believe in yourself and what you're doing. And if you're doing the right stuff, you're going to have the confidence and never allowing yourself to be beaten down too bad either. You know? So
let's turn this back onto you. Mm-hmm. You're talking about being humble enough to take, you know, to have that confidence to keep pushing forward. What keeps you pushing forward?
Whew. I'm all in, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're all in. I mean, what else are you going to do? And not only that, but I truly love this stuff. I don't love every aspect of it. But I love the art of it. And I love when somebody messages me and says, "Hey man, I just enjoyed my cigar with your dad, with my dad," right? Or my son, or my daughter. My old boss from the grain company sends me a picture of him and his daughter having a patina. You know how awesome that was?
Yeah, it's moments like that, man. My daughter did. I don't know if you. Yeah, obviously you were in the green room. My daughter did the intro for our show, and Charles did not let me know about that. It was a surprise coming into one episode. The bastard had me tearing up coming into the episode. It was amazing. But before we my kids are adults, and before we left Pennsylvania, we all had cigars around a bonfire before we left. Yeah. And they don't even love cigars like I love cigars, but it was still one of those moments that I was like, man, this is what it's all about. And yeah, man, it's about building that legacy and just trying to build it around who you truly are, man. And it's what the industry is all about. I mean, for the most part, it's a lot of good people that really are just doing what they believe and just push forward.
Absolutely, man. That's all you can do. I mean, look, I'm going to do. If you're doing cigars for money, if that's your motivator, you're in the wrong industry. It is a very cash-intensive business, and a lot of what I call money in purgatory. You know, because you have the inventory, it's just sitting there. Not sure if it's going to go to, but it's a lot of, you got to really love it, man, because there's a lot of struggle that comes with it.
All right, so Cigars with Angel says, is there a certain type of tobacco that you really want to work with or use in the future that you currently don't use?
Yes. Peruvian would probably be the answer to that question.
Okay, I'm interested.
All right. Is there a certain reason why?
It's so how I really got into Peruvian, Nelson Alfonso, who is a fantastic human being. I mean, he makes great cigars, like that's without a doubt. Actually, there's an Oro de Nicaragua Lancero. We have the Oro de Nicaragua Lancero. So that was the first Lancero patina I ever did. But the way he used it in Byron's and Atabays, man, that really made me interested in that tobacco. And then there was a factory in Costa Rica that used it a lot in some of the blends that they do for different people. And it's if used correctly, it could add a really nice sweetness to your cigar. And it's just something different to work with. But there's a new wrapper that I'm going to be working with that I really can't talk about right now, that Knox has been working on. So we're going to do some stuff with that and see how it works out. But that would be a big departure for Patina from what we typically do.
Well, whenever you come up with that one, you're more than welcome to come on here and tell everybody about it, because we love
thanks,
that
man.
one.
Yeah. For sure.
So what's going, I guess in the conversation, we're already back to where we are right now. So you have a new cigar that you've alluded to a couple of times that you're working with a partner. So let's go into this. I guess this is the newest thing that's going to be coming up in the next little bit. So how did you get started with this new cigar? What decided to make you two come together to do this? And what is the cigar that you're talking about?
Okay, so that cigar is actually already out. It just came out this week. It's called the Patina Viso. My buddy Tyler, Viso Horny, is his handle. So Tyler did a couple cigars with Roma Craft. Him and I have known each other for almost 10 years. I met him when I was working or managing a retail shop in Chicago, and he was working for a cigar shop in Milwaukee. And that's how we became friends. He had mentioned one time, hey man, I want to go to Nicaragua. And I said, hey man, come with me. And so his first trip ever down there was with me. And we just kind of became friends, man, and decided to do a cigar together, pay homage to our years of friendship and things like that. The Red Pill, that's going to be the next Patina core line. That should be dropping next month.
Nice. So do you have any plans for after that, or are you still working into something, that you've got coming out later next year? Or are you just kind of happy sitting with where you're at and to see, where the new stuff hits?
So there will be an addition to the Connecticut line, a Corona Gorda. That is something a lot of retailers have been asking for. So again, listening to the people that buy your cigars, what would they like to see from you? You would ask me kind of what drives the decision making and things like that. Okay, what are your retailers telling you, right? What are your consumers telling you? What would they like to see from you? So that's going to be a line extension. And, you'd ask me my favorite cigar, but that I smoke the most. But the Connecticut has always been the number one seller. And
really?
I think that for most brands, if you have a good Connecticut, you have a chance to really make it. I think that enhances your chances of making it in the industry. Because that, believe it or not, if you were to look at social media, you would never think that, but that's what drives brands for a lot of people, is the Connecticut. Not all.
Oh, wow.
And then there will be a Connecticut broadleaf core line of the Oro de Nicaragua. So it'll be a modified blend. That'll probably be maybe sometime 26. We'll see.
That's exciting. All right.
Yeah. So, we'll see, man. I mean, again, timing, all of that, I don't know. But that's the stuff that's in the pipeline. So,
yeah, we're excited to see what you do next, man. And so we always say this, and it might be a little early for this, but I'm going to say, you have a connection here now. If you ever want to come out in the show and introduce something or talk about something, or you want a little airtime, man, you're now part of the Real Smoke family. And
hell yeah.
And anything you put out, man, on Instagram or on socials, man, just tag us in it, man. We'll help you out wherever we can, and that's what we try to do here, man. We also become fans of brands, man, and we were a fan of you before we had you on here, but we definitely add that connection, man.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I really do. It's awesome.
All right, so at this point of the show, we always like to ask a question. So we have a set of 10 questions that are random to you, not random to us. We ask a lot of these at the same time, but we call it the hot box question. So,
all right, let me get a cigar for this. This is going to be.
There we go. What are you lighting up? What are you lighting up?
LE 2024.
Nice. So these questions are, you can go as short as you want or as long as you want. Again, you get to have fun with them. So we'd like to ask everybody when they jump on here, are you willing to play some Hotbox questions?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
So before we do that one, we do have to say what's up to the sponsor of Hotbox Questions. Happens to be the best beard care product company in the world. Let's say hi to Beard Apothecary.
What up, Real Smoke family? John here from Beard Apothecary, coming to you from the Beard Apothecary headquarters. Want to let you know about a new product that we just dropped on the website. It is our first ever mustache wax, dubbed the Moustache Wax. This comes to us from a big help from our friend Larry Moose. Larry was instrumental in getting this whole thing together with all the research that he did and all the talks and the Zoom calls and everything to get this product out there. Larry tested this for us. We've got it dialed in. It is a very good medium hold wax that will help you keep that handlebar going, help you train that mustache. This product is no joke. Larry was a huge help. Thank you so much, bro. Real Smoke family, make sure you like, comment, and follow the page. Get these guys blown up. Don't let the beard look weird. Stay metal, my friends.
Huge thanks to John over at Beard Apothecary. We always have to say we love John, but Tanya's a favorite Aldi. So
She is.
thanks, Tanya.
Got something for the Tom Selleck guys, huh? Little Magnum PI. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best product out there. I mean, we use it every day, not because they sponsor the show. It's absolutely great product. So
Nice.
No, we were using that stuff before the show.
yeah, way
That's
before.
awesome. Actually, that was Mike that was on the advertisement. John. He
John.
was on our TriStar thing, wasn't he?
He is a member of TriStar, yes.
Yeah. Okay, I thought he looked familiar. All right, cool.
Yeah, they're it's one of the things is that, you know, not only are we a part of TriStar, but, you know, whether it's one of the people that's going to be on here later is going to be Robert with 13 Knives. So he makes the best cigar knife that's on the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's a member of TriStar. And all these guys who have been with us for this long are like, hell yeah, we want to support you because they enjoy what we do. So we're in debt to these guys because they put out great products, and we love the fact that they support us. So
Yeah, man. Yeah.
we're all a family. I mean, again, we're all a family.
You got to take care of the guys who take care of you.
Yeah, it's a big circle,
All right.
man. We enjoy it. So we're ready.
Mick, you have question number one.
Question number one. What is the weirdest food you have ever eaten?
Oh. Weirdest. Honestly, I'm not very adventurous. Not sure. I honestly don't know. That'd be tough. I'm not more of a beef and chicken guy.
No Rocky Mountain oysters or anything?
No, man, I don't. Yeah. No. Sorry, I'm boring on that.
Mo's into that weightlifting, so he's got that protein on lock.
Yeah.
Beef and chicken.
Yeah, I don't dabble too. You know, a little bit of, I guess fish every now and then. Sushi, if you consider that weird. I know some people are weird about that, but I enjoy sushi.
All right, so fill in the blank. Question number 2. Fill in the blank for me. Cigars are all about what?
Camaraderie.
Yeah, can't say it much better, man. That's what we're all about as well. What is this?
Really quickly, Smoking Psalm says he's our brother from overseas. He says, y'all are lucky I'm flying home and not in contention to win anything today. Feeling lucky, though. So,
yeah, it's our brother Mark, man. He's from New Zealand and he's like our super fan, and it's like the coolest thing ever. Like he's actually coming over to the United States in October, and we're meeting up with him, and we're gonna try to hook him up with some great cigars while he's here because he's paying like a ridiculous amount of money in New Zealand for cigars. So we're gonna try.
He was telling us he's part of the TriStar Herf crew as well. Just signed up from the podcast. So he was talking to us, I guess this Tuesday, about a cigar that he was smoking or went to buy, and it's a cigar that we would spend like $8 on, $9 on, and he spent in the 20s for it. It was like 20, $30 for this cigar.
It was a little more than that. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
So we all got together and said, we are sending Mick a shit ton of cigars. That way, when he comes to Memphis and meets up with Mick, we're going to send him home with a bunch of cigars.
That's awesome. It is. Listen, we are very lucky and to be in the U.S. I do sell to some international markets.
There you go.
Oh my God, that come on, man! I wouldn't be able to.
$95 for a CAO flathead.
That's New Zealand money, so that equals about, I think he said like $60 in US, but that's still effing insane.
It's crazy. I mean, we are very lucky where pretty much anybody could find a cigar that they could afford. I don't know if those days are in jeopardy. I think if there's some people had their way, it would be, but we need to enjoy it, man. We're very, very lucky to be here.
I agree completely. All right, so question number three. Do you have a favorite musical band or artist?
So, man, it was funny that you were talking about live, and I remember that album, Throwing Copper, dude. That was legendary. I think that was 94 that came out.
It sure did.
If I remember correctly. In terms of favorite band, not really. Stuff that I used to like, I don't really listen to too much music anymore, but like lifting, when I used to like really listen to music, I was lifting, definitely like Chevelle, Tool, stuff like that, man. That like Rise Against, all that kind of stuff. I used to love that. Like that late 90s, early 2000s alternative stuff. That was really.
Yeah, we're in the same age for that too, man. That's awesome. I haven't seen live in concert for over 15 years. And I'm like a teenager again, getting ready for Sunday, man, for the show, because I didn't think I'd ever see him again, man. And Ed Kowalczyk just has that voice, and that Throwing Copper album, it's unbelievable. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great for sure.
See, that's me with Motley Crue or Shinedown. Every time I go see Crue or Shinedown, I'm on cloud nine. But when Mick was doing his opening and he was talking about live, I was watching Mo in the background, and as soon as you said the word live, he was just looking down. All of a sudden, his head jumps up, and he's like, "Yes!"
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, dude.
Either that people know them or they don't, man. But they're so good. That Throwing Copper album, I could listen the whole way through over and over and over again.
100%. 100%.
All right. So, question number 4. Since you're a beef and chicken kind of guy, what's your favorite guilty pleasure? It could be movies, music. It could be food. What is the one thing that that is your favorite guilty pleasure that you just binge on when it's just you?
Oh man. This is gonna be probably Andy's frozen custard. I don't know if you guys have any Andy's by you guys.
We do. I have an Andy's right down from my house.
Yeah, Andy's frozen custard. I like their triple chocolate concrete. That thing is awesome.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, there's not much better on a summer day, man, than some custard or some ice cream, man.
It's awesome.
All right, so I changed this one up. I love it when actually, I think I did this one last week. So give us one word that your friends would use to describe you.
A-hole.
Didn't see that coming, but all right. I'll take it.
But like the ones you like, not like like an actual one, like the lovable, like to where they know I give them the shirt off my back, but I'm also gonna give them a lot of grief about things too. So
I feel you. I probably fall in that category too, brother. I really
do.
Yeah.
So
I'm with it. I'm with it.
All right. So question number 6: what is the one thing in your life you're most proud of?
taking care of my parents when they were sick.
Yeah, I get that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we could go down a rabbit hole with this one, but we'll move on to the next
We
question.
we have gone down this rabbit hole a few times.
Mhm.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's go on. Let's go on to the next one. All right, so I changed this one on the fly because I love how much you love sports. I was the same way growing up, man. So if you could go back and be able to watch in person a Game 7 for a World Championship, would it be the White Sox, the Blackhawks, or the Bulls, or would it be a Super Bowl by the Bears?
Oh. It has to be the Bulls.
Okay. Any specific reason, or just because of MJ?
Well, the Bulls are my favorite team. Like, period. Like, as much as I love the White Sox, and that World Series run was cool. The Bulls I love basketball. So the Bulls in a Game 7 would be magical.
Yeah. That energy, I will say this. I went to my first NBA game this year. I love all sports, but I've always been a college basketball guy. I never went to an NBA game. Growing up in the dead center of the state, I just didn't really have a team. And I moved down here to Memphis. And, what is that? With the Bulls. There it is, Rob. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, I was going to say that because the Bulls never actually had a Game 7.
Yeah,
the White Sox, but yeah.
It's true. It is true. But no, I came down here and went to my first Grizzlies game, and I guess by default, I am now a Grizzlies fan, just because I lived here for a few years, and it is what it is. But it is a cool environment, man. It's more like a party than it is a sporting event.
The energy at FedEx is like almost like college. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Those guys, and then they have a fun team, electric team with John Morant and Jackson, Jaren Jackson, and
absolutely
all those guys. So
it was a fun time. It was a good watch, man. It was something at least I can check off the bucket list, and I guess I'm a fan. It is what it is.
There you go.
So going back into knowing why the hats are colored the way that they are, I will say that the moment that you put out a red and black for the Bulls, I want to buy that hat. So I need a message and saying, hey, it's in my shop. Go get it now. Just because I want the red. And I mean, I love I've told you before, your shirt, that is my favorite colorway. I love that patina blue. And I'm going to call it patina blue. I don't care what color you call it. It's a patina blue on black. That's my favorite hat. But just because it's going to be a Bulls, I want the red and black. For me, it was one of those things. About that time, I lived in Orlando, outside of Orlando, so I was a Magic's fan, but I was always, an MJ fan. Loving that one. And my favorite time of the year is every other year when it's the Olympics, whether it's Winter Olympics, whether it's Summer Olympics. I love it. Yeah. When in '96, when Dream Team came to Atlanta, I got to go watch the Dream Team. Yeah. And I got to watch them warm up. I got the game I got to watch was I think it was China versus somebody else. But the Dream Team was out there warming up before the game. Yeah. And seeing MJ out there with all them, and then the Dream Team that was formed. Yeah. That's my favorite time. That's my highlight. Yeah. So whenever you come out with the Bulls version of that one, I want that hat. So just let me know.
You got it, man. I said, for you guys, there's no such thing as buying. So you can just take that out of your vocabulary.
Yeah, we don't do that. So anyways, going back into the next question. So I guess question number 8. Coming from somebody that listened to you talk about that you have a lot of respect for a lot of the brands that came before you, and you're a fan of the brands that are coming in. Thinking about whether it's the blenders, brand owners, or the anybody in that group, if you was to put 4 of them on Mount Rushmore, who would be the Mount Rushmore of your cigar people? Again, it could be a blender, it could be Claudio, it could be anybody, who would be your Mount Rushmore of cigar people?
Man, that's really tough, and that's really tough because there's so many people that contributed different things in different generations and different ways. So, like, for example, I don't know if I necessarily put him on Mount Rushmore, but you got to look at Jonathan Drew kind of as the father of the boutique movement.
I would definitely put Jonathan Drew on it.
You don't think of Drew Estate as boutique, but dude, he started, with acid or whatever. And
to me, Jonathan Drew is the epitome of hustle.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, but then you look at, and then you could say like Pete Johnson, is he on there because he carried that boutique. So my viewpoint is who led the boutique, the ability for guys like me to even exist, right? So, that's who I guess, let's say that's who would be on my Mount Rushmore are people that allowed guys like Patina or brands like Patina to even exist. So, okay.
So who are some of those brands that allowed Patina to be Patina?
Right. So, this is not discounting. We got to disclaim it, This is not looking at all the legends that the Padrones, the Don Pepines, those guys are on a separate, the Fuentes, that's separate, right? So this is a Mount Rushmore of what made people like Patina possible. So I would say Jonathan Drew, Pete Johnson, Dion Giolotto, I'm losing out. I don't know who the fourth would be. Man, and it would be like a tie between Malillo or Saka, those guys that Drew Estate, trio, right? Because without those guys doing what they did, who knows if any of this would be possible for the rest of us. And, guys like Nick Malillo is a guy that I respect tremendously and, everything he's done with Foundation. So, you got to show some love to those guys and opening the doors for the gringos to be able to get down there and do stuff.
Oh, I would say when Drew Estate was Drew Estate Drew Estate's still good. They're putting out some good quality product, but when Drew Estate was at its prime, and then you had people leave to create their own brands, you can't not add a Saka on there. You cannot add Malillo on there, because without them, I doubt there's a lot of brands that would be out there, because
absolutely,
their blending skills, their nuances in the way that they Saka and Nick, two people that worked at the same group, but to me went completely different directions. But they have such a cult following with each one of them that it gave light to the newer brands that are starting out. So, you can't not add them.
Absolutely. Those guys were like I said, man, instrumental. That's why I took my Mount Rushmore to be the people that kind of paved the way for brands like Patina to exist. So yeah, like that Drew Estate trio right there, and then like Pete Johnson.
You got, I think Charles said about hustle, man. All of those guys was because of their hustle, and they're still doing it to this day, man. They work harder than most people will ever think about. Like every day they're working to build that brand, and they've already built their brand. It's impressive, man.
Yeah.
See, I put them, this is not blowing, no pun intended, not blowing smoke up your ass on this one. You look at those guys, whether it's Nick, whether it's JD, or whether it's Steve, and you look at the hustle that they had to put in behind the brands that they got. It's the same hustle and love and respect for the industry that you have. So you look at them and go, these guys weren't doing it because they wanted to find a way to make a buck. They were doing it because they had a passion for what they were doing. And it's a whole lot of what you're doing behind it. So, it's kind of, to me, it's one and the same.
Yeah.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's a huge compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, the success comes to those who work for it, man, and that's I agree completely with that statement.
Yeah, dude, you're not, like I said, you're not buying your way into relevance in this industry. You can come in
100%.
with $1 billion.
Slow and steady, baby, and we'll get there, man.
100%.
We'll get there. All right, so my last question of the night, question number 9. If you could have a cigar with any historical figure, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
JFK.
Nice. That's a great answer, man. Yeah, I think you're the second person maybe that said that, but that's a great answer, man. 'Cause I know he loves cigars, and there's a lot of shit that he did behind the scenes that everybody wants to know that never got to find out.
See, that's what I'm going to ask. Why? So there's a reason behind.
Yeah, we don't maybe want to get the podcast shut down, but there's a lot of reasons, but primarily for his view on money creation in the Fed.
Gotcha. I was just wondering if you were going to say what was Maryland like?
No, man. No, I'm sure that was fantastic.
Or the fact that he bought all those Cuban cigars the day before he put the embargo or the trade into effect. They couldn't buy them anymore. It's crazy.
What a great move.
Oh, yeah,
what a great move.
Brilliant, man. Hey, my favorite cigar. Give me like 20 cases of them, and then I'm shut
down. Yeah, then shut it down. Yeah.
All right, so question number 10, the last question of the night. What is the best piece of advice you have ever been given?
Like God has written, it will be.
All right. So go into that. Why? I like that.
So I'm roughly translating that. But yeah, that, in other words, you just do your best, man. And life's going to suck sometimes, and life's going to be awesome sometimes. And you just got to weather it. And, maintain your integrity through it. Not sell out, not sell yourself out, not sell your soul out. Somebody had asked me on a podcast I did a couple of weeks ago, they said, how big do you want to get Patina? I said, as big as I can without having to sell my soul. And I don't mean literally sell my soul, but what I mean is I maintain who I am. I don't become arrogant. I don't become forgetful of everything I've been through or who I am. And that I'm able to maintain a humility and a groundedness. So if that is 1 million cigars a year, if that is 20 million cigars a year, whatever that number is, that's what I want to grow up to. Because I don't want to, I was about to swear, sorry. I don't want to lose who I am for success or whatever the heck you want to call chasing money.
I typically curse a lot in this show, so you're okay, man. I try to tone it down, but I usually follow my guest lead, so it's okay. But no.
Oh, dude, you know how hard this is? It's like I can't even breathe. Like I'm choking on swear words, man. It's like GERD. It's like heartburn. Like
I typically use fuck as an adjective, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But I try to play off my guests, so I'm not them with because I work in an industry where that's totally accepted. So it is.
What industry do you work in?
I don't talk about it a whole lot on here. I work for the government. I'll put it that way. But it's
okay.
I use it as a sentence enhancer in many different forms.
Yes.
It's something that's hard to shut off. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, but, it's the most versatile word I think in the English language. Really,
it is. And man, for people learning the English language, we're way off subject now. But this is what this show does. But like people come over here and they're like, "Wow, how does it mean that and that?" Like it doesn't make any sense.
The versatility is incredible. Talk about a utility player, Charles.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
I was going to tag on before I forget where I was going here. We got distracted by the F word. No, I truly love that statement, man. We've had a lot of people in the show, and obviously we've had a lot of people on here that we're fans of, and we love their brand and we love what they're doing, because that's we want to have people on here that we love, that we want to know more about, and you're no exception to that. But to be so humble with it, man, it's awesome to see that you're like, you know what, I don't want to outgrow myself, and that's a cool thing, man. That's a really cool thing, and to hear it coming from you on that side of it, it's awesome.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Well, see, that was pretty much the what I gathered from him the first time I talked to him, was that, you know, I said it before, it wasn't that I was talking to somebody who owned a brand. I was talking to somebody who enjoyed cigars, and he enjoyed talking about his cigars. And that's kind of what drew me into, you know, Patina as a brand. It was that all of a sudden I found a new cigar that I was enjoying, but I also found somebody that, you know, you meet people in the industry where it is all about me. It's not about the cigar. It's not about the industry. And you know, Mo, again, somebody I enjoyed talking to about the industry. And we've had quite a few conversations over the last couple of years. I cannot think about many of them that actually involved a cigar. It involved what was going on. It involved hats. It involved, what are you enjoying? What are you doing? You know, how are you today? It was more along the lines of stuff like that. So, do have one last question for one of our watchers. It says, what is your favorite cut whenever you're smoking a cigar? We know that Mick loves the V cut. I am a staunch straight cut person. What do you enjoy?
I'm a straight cut guy.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, I guess I never really thought about it that much. Just cut the cigar and smoke it. And that's it. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just,
I was straight cut forever, man. And when I first started smoking cigars, and my brother-in-law actually was like, man, I started V-cutting them and they don't seem to like on rat. And maybe it's because I cut the cap wrong and, you know, I cut it a little bit too deep or whatever. But my brother-in-law is like, you can't fuck up a V-cut. Like, you cut it and it's the perfect draw every time. It's consistent and it does not unravel on you. And I'm like, I'll try it. And I have not turned back since. It's been like two and a half years and I've V-cut everything. And I probably shouldn't do that. It's just what I do. But no, man, I'm gonna just I'll wrap it up on my side. Man, it's been an honor, man. We like I said, we've known you for a little while, and we appreciate what you do, and we love your cigars, man. And we've definitely it was good seeing a little more in depth of who you are and what you're all about. And I mean, like I said, we kind of assumed a lot of it from the past, and especially from my side, I know you and Charles have had more deep conversations, but it's awesome to see that you are who you are, man, and you're just trying to build something you truly believe in, and it's been great. I mean, like I said before, man, you absolutely have a contact here, and anything you need in the future, man, it's we got you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, Mo. So this is the point of the episode that it is all about you. I know you're somebody who doesn't like all of it being about you, but it is all about you now. Okay. So if there's anything that we didn't touch on, whether it's something that you've got going on or something from the past or whatever, go ahead and let us know. If there's nothing that we haven't covered, which I know that there's stuff, but let us know how people can find you. Let us know about your socials and all that stuff. Yeah. It's pretty much the floor is yours.
Yeah. I mean, Patina Cigars on Instagram. And, you know, the one thing I always just say is, dude, like, be good to each other. You know, I mean, life is fleeting. Like, at the end of the day, man, we see people get into arguments and fights about silly stuff, you know. There are far bigger issues that people are facing throughout the world. So just be good to each other. That's it.
I could not have wrapped up that one even better than he did. So I will say that enjoyed you being on here. love getting to talk to you. Love bringing you on to meet the TriStar guys and gals that were on there. But
thank you, man.
Brother, if you ever have anything that you want to talk about on here, you're more than welcome to, shoot us a message and just say, hey, this is going on. Just want to talk about it. And, we'll get you on there. I did hear you say, what year was you born? I know,
82.
weird question. Okay, so, same. So what month?
December.
Okay. So in October is my birthday. We happen to have a HERF October 23rd, and it is the roast. Mick is setting up the roast of me. So you're more than welcome. If you are free October 23rd, hit up Mick.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to jump on, and it is pretty much just a hangout session to where it's no brands, it's no certain thing. It's just we're going to hang out, have a good time. So if you're interested and want to join on, you're more than welcome to hit up Mick, because he's not letting me be in charge of anything. He is just saying that
it's going to be fun to watch if you just want to tune in and watch, or be a part of it either way. But it's going to be fun to watch. Charles don't know much about it, so I could fill you in on that behind the scenes too. But
man, for sure. For sure.
So come on, join in with us, have some fun. It'd be great to see a friendly face.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how friendly it would be that night, but it would be great to see a friendly face.
Man, well, listen, they don't, we talked about what my friends would describe me as, a lot of sarcasm too that comes with this.
I'm waiting for it. I am completely waiting for it. So. Thanks, brother. Thanks so much for jumping on here. We appreciate it, and hope you have a good night.
You too, guys. Thank you so much. Man. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. All right, so I guess that is episode number 40.
40. Crazy.
40.
In the books. 40. Man.
Wow. 50's coming up soon. So we're working on how number 50 is going to be. We have some great ideas about how 50 is going to be. We just have to get some things situated. So 50 could actually be a interesting night.
Yeah, it could be, man. I know this is simple math, but 52 weeks in a year. And we're on episode 40, about a month shy of the year. Like that's crazy, man. We have been working, bro. It's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. For two guys who said they were going to jump on here and do a podcast every other week, maybe 2 a month, and come to find out within the first year, we're at 40. The year's not done. We're going to hit, I think we're going to hit 46 by the end of the year. By the end of the first year. So it's gonna be up there.
Yeah. It's I can't say it hasn't been a lot of work for both of us, man, but I'm proud of what we built, and it's been a good ride so far, man. We've met so many amazing people and made so many great contacts, and especially with the supporters and fan group, man. Like it's been so much fun, dude.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's been interesting. I mean, it's one of the things that we've talked about many times, that we get on here, and whether it's your work, my work, or just family, that we're strung out. We're tired. We're exhausted. And then it's like, how are we going to do the show tonight? And we get on here and it's a good night. Yeah. So, I mean,
I look forward to it, man. It's something that I know is going to take my mind off everyday normal BS, and it's I don't know. I guess it was meant to be, man. It's been a good ride so far, but we'll save this sentimental shit for our anniversary show.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait. Well, we do have a couple of big shows coming up. We do have the birthday show. Yay.
We do.
Trying to get excited about that one, because I don't know how. By the way, I will say this. The wife and I were talking last night, and she was joking about the anniversary show.
Okay.
And she's like, this is going to be, you're going to have to be nice. You're going to be cool about it, because it's either going to be really fun or they're going to try to come after you. I was
Her
like, I
birthday
got
too?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, go ahead and give Mick my number and just say, hit me up. I'll jump on.
I may have already been in contact with her, so
Oh, she was smiling a whole lot about that. So I figured. So
we'll
so
have fun,
a couple of things left to go over tonight. We do have a cigar review to do. We have prizes to give away. We have a little bit of news to do and some meanwhile in Memphis. So I guess we do need to jump on that one. So Mo just happened to put in the chat. He said, "Thanks, gents. Had a great night, or have a great night." So
He was awesome.
again,
It was a great time.
can't thank Mo enough. I mean, Mo's a solid guy. And one of the things I love about him is what you touched on before is he is a truly humble person in the industry. And, sometimes you don't get that all the time. So
Absolutely. Yeah, great dude.
it's Rob puts on here, says it's going to be a lot of both Charles. It's going to be a lot of both. Oh, okay. Okay. I get it.
You'll love it.
In
And
other
you'll hate
words-
it at the same time.
Yeah. Shut up. So really quickly, we do need to go into some cigar review, but that cigar review is going to be brought to us by our family over at Cigar Army.
Tonight's cigar review is proudly sponsored by Cigar Army. The Cigar Army is a community brought together by their shared love of cigars, but bonded by something much deeper, their mission to give back to those in need. Through Operation Give Back, they honor the courage and dedication of our military and first responders, both active and retired. Their bravery and selflessness make the freedoms we enjoy possible, including this very moment to sit here, share a cigar, and connect with our Real Smoke audience. Every puff carries a story. Every draw is a tribute to their sacrifices. This isn't just about cigars, it's about gratitude, about compassion, and about giving back to the heroes who shaped our lives. Join them in the mission to make a difference, one cigar at a time. Check them out on Instagram at Cigar Army 3 or search Cigar Army on Facebook. Together, we can turn our passion into purpose.
So I will say huge thanks to everybody over at Cigar Army for all that you do. Again, congratulations on the event that you guys just had. You guys raised a lot of money for a great cause, and we know that you have another event coming up closer to the end of the year. So we can't wait for that one. So
Yeah, I'm always excited for that one. That's one we can all participate in without actually physically being in a certain part of the United States. So we won't give it away. We'll let you talk about it when the time comes. But no, we're proud of what you guys do and happy to have you guys as a sponsor and help you guys with every way we can.
all right, so let's get into the review. We have the Ora de Nicaragua from Patina Cigars. So Mick, as always, you're first.
All right, here we go. Aroma from the body. I got cedar, earth, light barnyard. Aroma from the foot. I got cedar, a little bit of breadiness, and some hay. Taste from the cold draw. I got cedar, some light baking spices, and a touch of coffee. First third notes. I got coffee, light earth, cedar, natural tobacco, black pepper, a light breadiness. On the retro, I got black pepper and again that cedar. Second, third notes, I got cedar, black pepper. I got like a cracker, like a Ritz cracker almost. It's kind of buttery and crackery. Coffee and cream. Again, that light earth was definitely there. Leather. And on the retro, I got black pepper and a cocoa note at times. A little bit of chocolate in there. Final third notes, I got coffee, a bready toast note, black pepper, woodsy, again, probably cedar, damp earthiness, light cocoa. On the retro, I got black pepper, cocoa, a little bit of cedar. Pretty light experience. I gave it an 18 out of 20. Flavor enjoyment, I gave it a 13 out of 15. Construction and characteristics, 28 out of 30. I will say it was slightly wavy at times, but it stacked dimes the whole way through. Lasted about an inch and a half before it fell. It was a well-constructed cigar. Draw was perfect. Smoke production and final thoughts, 31 out of 35. And I gave it a final score of a 90.
Final score of a 90. So let's see. Got it. So doing my math real quick. Sorry about that. So let's go into mine. Aroma off the body. I got musty barnyard aroma off the foot. I got a musty tobacco, and taste off the cold draw, nutty, sweet tobacco. So to me, just the pre-light stuff. I mean, it was a typical cigar. So first third notes on the light: oak, black pepper, dusty cocoa powder. Into the first third. Black pepper, oak, and earthy on the palate and retro, with lots of black pepper and cocoa powder coming off of the retro. Great draw, lots of thick, creamy smoke. Ash is tight and burn is good. Finish is long, strength is a medium. Into the second third, coffee, earth, black pepper, toast, and a chocolate on the palate, plus retro coffee. The retro is coffee, chocolate. Those notes are enhanced on the retro. A slight almond sweetness shows up every now and then. Still a good draw. Ash is still tight, and the burn gets a little wavy, but corrects. Smoke is thick and full and leaves a slight pepper and sweet finish. Medium plus strength. In the final third, things step back just a little bit. Notes up front are black coffee, earth, and a bitter chocolate on the palate and retro, with more of the coffee and wood notes on the retro. The only thing that it's missing is a sweet note that kind of rounds things out. Wish that the final third would have had that more of a sweet note. Draw burn is still good. Ash still the same. Good smoke, medium plus strength. So pre-light experiences, gave it an 18 out of 20. Flavor enjoyment, I gave it a 14 out of 15. Smoking construction and characteristics, construction 9 out of 10. Draw 9 out of 10. Burn 9 out of 10. Smoke production and final thoughts, smoke texture a 5 out of 5. Overall experience a 19 out of 20. Would I smoke it again? Hell yeah. A 9 out of 10. That gives me a 92. And if you take those and average them out, the Real Smoke Podcast gives the Ora de Nicaragua from Patina Cigars a 91. So great job, Patina. Great job, Mo. You have a fantastic cigar. I actually love this cigar a lot. Enjoy it every time I smoke it. It's one of the ones that I told Mick in the pre-show that when we were getting started that this is one of the ones that my wife buys when she's looking to buy me cigars, and to surprise me with something, there's always one of these cigars in there. So I absolutely enjoy it.
Yeah, same. I 6 months ago, I probably wouldn't have got quite that high of a rating from me because I'm the earthy note is growing on me, and maybe it's what I'm pairing it with, or just my palate's growing. But that earthiness probably would have knocked it down a few points for sure for me. But I truly enjoyed it. Great smoke. Patina's definitely putting out some bangers.
I 100% agree with that one. And going into chat real quick, we have Frank on here. He says, "Thanks, guys, watching from vacation in Cape Cod." Aren't you living the fancy life? Look at it. Just
have a
lobster
roll for me. Have a lobster roll.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it, Frank.
There you go. So really quick, guys, if you want to go ahead and type in, make sure you put in the comments #RealSmoke. Here in just a second, we are going to be drawing 2 prizes. One is going to be, or both of them are going to be from the Cigar Vault. It's going to be a $25 gift card to their store. really quickly, we need to let everybody know we do have about half of the Real Smoke 5-pack already sold. We do have half left, so 4 or 5 packs left. So if you win, you can use you can use your gift card towards that one. Also use the code #RealSmoke. If you don't win, still our challenge today was let's go ahead and try to get rid of the other 5 that's on there. The cigar that we smoked tonight and reviewed tonight is in that pack. So go ahead and jump on to Cigar Vault Oakdale and go ahead. If you need some help, go into the search option and type in Real Smoke and look for the August 5-pack. And you guys will be able to get that one sent to you within a couple of days. So go ahead and do that one.
One quick correction from earlier. Last week was August 1st, and Robert won. So Robert is not eligible tonight.
Oh,
sorry,
about that
Robert.
one.
I love you, but I had to do it. Keeping it fair, brother. Keeping it fair.
So that was Robert Cigar Knives, right?
Correct. Robert Corder. Yep.
All right, gotcha. So I've got him on the list of I am sorry, Robert, that you cannot win tonight, but everybody else is free to win. So Mick, I'm going to go ahead and start setting everything up. Good show tonight. Enjoyed that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're blessed every week. I'm sure it's no surprise by now to people that have been watching since day one. We bring people on here that we enjoy and people that we enjoy their cigars because we also want to know more behind the brand. And it's every week's a new adventure for us, and we truly enjoy who we have on here and just getting to know them a little bit better. And man, tonight was just amazing. Mo, we've talked to him a few times, man. I know you more than me, but it was great, man. He definitely is humble and just really what this industry is all about, and building that brotherhood and that community.
I would 100% agree with that one. So Rob says Robert C is correct. It was the 31st. So they're making sure that they have a chance to win. So we're going to go ahead and roll these. So if you look on here that it does say that we did pull back you can win multiples. I guess I shouldn't have done that one since we are.
Oh, shit. It was the 31st. You were right, Charles. Dude, I am so bad. I fucked that up, man.
So Robert was the 31st. So we are 100% open to everybody, correct?
Math is hard. We are 100% open to everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Robert, I'm sorry, brother. My bad.
All right. So if you post on there that #RealSmoke, we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. One of the things that we have to say on here is that if you do not see your name rotate in the wheel, StreamYard has guaranteed that you are 100% entered in to win, even if you don't see your name. So if you don't see your name, I am sorry. I apologize. We can't stop that one. So really quickly, here we go. So for the first $25 gift card from Cigar Vault in Oakdale is going to go to Stanley Wagner Jr. That is a name that I don't think we've seen before. Stanley, if you are in here, make sure you post in the comments that I am here. Everybody else hold off congratulating him until we see that he's here. Stanley, you have about 30 seconds to let us know that you are here.
I think it's been a minute. I think he was on here quite a few times when we first started this, maybe. So yeah, I'm excited to see the name back in there, man. That's great. Hopefully he pops up here before I start counting.
I know we've had a lot of people. Let's see. I'm not sure that the mash bill's on. I mean, the mash bill says I'm here. It's the. I don't know if it's the. But if you look, it is the exact same logo.
That's what I thought. Yeah, mash bill.
So he says he's here. So Stanley E. Wagner. So Mashbill. Either way, so I will put Mashbill. go ahead and do us a favor. Send Mick a message on the podcast page with your mailing name, your address, your email address, and your phone number, and we will get all that stuff sent to you as soon as possible. So yeah. So we need to do the second giveaway. Congratulations. So here we go. By the way, Stanley, I guess that is your name, but Mashbill, if you win again, we will have to draw because you can only win once. So let's see who wins the second one. The second one is going to go to Mike. Mike is on here. Mike, if you are still on here, please post in there that you are still on here. Let us know. Would love to see that one. And Mike, you better be buying a 5-pack. By the way, Stanley, you better be buying a 5-pack. Just saying. Let's get these sold tonight.
Heck yeah.
So looking at YouTube, we are still at 305. So we broke that 300 subscriber mark. I know, again, I like to say rookie numbers, but guess what? I don't care because we have been pushing to get past 300 for a while. Thank you to everybody who jumped on here and helped us out and helped us get past that one. We love that. If you guys are new to the podcast, send us a message. Let us know what we're doing that you like and what we're doing that you don't like. So let us know. So Mick, still waiting for Mike. I'll let you figure out when the time limit is up.
So I'll go on a rant quick, and then when I'm done, we'll call it. Tell us what we're doing, what you don't like Charles said, man. Like there's no feelings here. We're just having fun with this and doing what we love and bringing on people that we care about. So. Yeah, tell us what we're doing great. Tell us what we're doing terrible. Like the show, and also help us get to that 5,000 mark on Instagram. I know again, rookie numbers, but that 5,000 mark is something special to us because that's where we almost made it to before we got shut down the first time. So we want to hit that. We're going to probably do a little giveaway on that backside of that. So
that 5,000 really isn't big, but we kind of had that in our head, like that would be a great number to hit. And we were so close and got it snatched away from us. And it's now become one of those things where we just want to get there. So, all right. So I'm going to give a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And all of you lovely people in the TriStar Herb crew, please screenshot this right now. Send it to Mike. And say, WTF, brother, where was you? All right, so we're going to go ahead and spin it again. Let's see who wins this one. So draw again. Here we go. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. I know it's going to come to me. So I can win. I want to win. Oh, another name. Christy. Girl, please, I am going to screw up your middle name on here. Go hell. Go hell. Oh, hell.
Go to hell.
Goal.
No.
So,
goal.
Christy.
No.
Goal. So, Christy, if you're on here, please let us know. Yeah. We just butchered the hell out of your middle name. I apologize. But Christy says all of it. She is here. Nice. So, Christy, you're new. Got to know a couple questions. One, where are you from? You're on Facebook watching us, so you must have signed up with our Facebook page. So let us know where you're watching from, and thank you so much for being a part of the Real Smoke podcast. We absolutely love it. What I need from you is to jump on Instagram. Hopefully you have Instagram. But jump on Instagram, send the podcast page your mailing name, your address, your phone number, and your email address. And Cigars with Angel says, LOL, she's sitting next to me. You're a cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. How dare you do this and win more cigars?
You cannot smoke her cigars. They're hers. That's crazy. You just can't.
All right, Christy, I have to know. Are you trying to help Angel out, or do you actually enjoy cigars? Wait, she just responded. She says she's a cigar smoker.
Okay.
All right, Christy,
Okay.
what do you enjoy? What cigars do you enjoy? Got to know. Love hearing from the females that come in here and watch this. Love the fact that you're on here, even though that you have to put up with Angel. Just saying. So
and it's we don't have a whole lot of female listeners. We have like maybe 3 or 4 that are constantly on here. We need to build that group, so help us with that. And also, did you enjoy the show? I mean, have you watched it before? I don't know. I mean, little things. We're interested now.
So she says definitely not smoking her cigars, or Angel says definitely not smoking her cigars. She loves cigars, and she's a Drew Estate girl. Awesome.
Okay.
What's your favorite Drew Estate cigar? Angel says she loves her girls from Deadwood.
Okay.
Leather Rose. When you talk about the girls, the Deadwood girls, Leather Rose is my favorite out of all those. So let me get that written down real quick. Sorry. All right, sorry about dead air, but Christy had to get your name written down.
That's right.
Do it. She says, "Oh, okay." She likes the Dominica and the Fat Bottom, Betty. So very cool.
Very nice.
So Christy, congratulations. Make sure that Angel does not touch your cigars, and if he does, hit him with a frying pan. That's the way we settle things here.
And stick around for Meanwhile in Memphis and cigar news. Not many people do. Prizes are done now, so like we're trying to get some stuff. I got some good stories tonight. Stick around.
So that being said, congratulations to our winners. She says thank you very much. We're going to jump back over into here. We do have a couple things left to do. We have some cigar news and Meanwhile in Memphis, and we'll try to close this one up really quick. I know we're hitting that mark. So let's see.
We might stay under the 3-hour mark tonight, which is great.
That would be great.
It's got to be real close.
Holy crap. I mean, we've had some long ones over the last couple of weeks. So we are going to jump into some cigar news, and that is going to be brought to you by 13 Knives. Make sure you pay attention to this one. This is a good ad.
Hey, boys and girls. I wanted to read you a story about the 3 little cutters. Once upon a time, there were 3 little cutters. Daddy Cutter, Mama Cutter, and Badass Bulldog Cutter. And Daddy Cutter came out in 2020, and some people thought it looked too much like other cutters. A year later, Mama Cutter came out, and some people thought it looked like Daddy Cutter. Given the times, oh well, let's be original. So in late 22, Badass Bulldog Cutter was born. Badass Bulldog Cutter is a cleaver-style cutter with a bottle opener made from 1095 high-carbon steel that I get right here in the US of A with US-sourced materials. And those who have bought the Badass Bulldog Cutter have lived happily ever after. So quit looking for your glass slipper and buy yourself a Bulldog Cutter.
It's phenomenal, dude. His ads are so freaking great, man. It's awesome.
He's a little bit special. I'm just saying. A little bit special.
Good stuff.
All right, so we got a couple of stories, a couple of really short stories from the cigar industry, and one kind of long one from the whiskey world. But I picked this one because I know your ears are going to pop up. So are mine. So both of our cigar stories come from Half Wheel. Go check out Half Wheel. You can get all your cigar industry news and reviews from them, as well as many other different outlets. So, red meat lovers for Tonga hits the stores.
Oh, yeah.
The newest size in the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Red Meat Lovers line is on its way to stores. It's a 6x52 box pressed Toro. Mick's ears are already popping up. He's excited. Look at him. Just look at him. He wants it right now. He loves the Red Meat Lovers.
Now, right now.
The Furtanga is named for a style of Nicaraguan street food centered around grilling meat on an open flame. And if you've ever had the Red Meat Lovers Club cigar, there is a very big undertone of that charred meat mixed with like an earthy chocolate note that is such a good cigar. The Red Meat Lovers line, which debuted in 2019, was created to be paired with beef dishes and was released as a collaboration between Smoke Inn, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, and the Red Meat Lovers Club, an organization that gathers for meat-centric events with a charitable aim. It has a blend that uses Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, a Mexican San Andreas Negro binder, and fillers from Nicaragua and Pennsylvania. Steve Saka, founder and blender of Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, calls the newest size a spicier and beefier iteration of the Red Meat Lovers blend, which is produced at Nicaragua America Cigars SA, or, as we talked about tonight, OXA. The pricing is going to be a little bit hefty on this one, buddy. You're looking at 16 and a quarter a piece. You're looking at a 10 count box for $162.50. But the good thing is, if you like it, it's going to be a regular production size. So I figured you'd be a little bit excited about that one.
The ribeye was my favorite cigar of the year last year, and I'm totally excited to try this one.
So I can't remember exactly what the ribeye size is. I think it's a 5 by something, but yeah,
I think it's 5.5 by 54 box press. I think.
Yeah, but going with that blend in a box press cigar, that is 100% up your wheelhouse. I am not a box press person, but one of my favorite cigars of all time happens to be that ribeye from Red Meat Lovers. So I love that one.
You're the one that made me buy my first one at last year, and then I bought like 5 or 6 more that night and more to take home, and yeah, it was a big night.
Yeah, I remember the rabbit hole that you decided to jump down, so it's good. So going to somebody else that we had on here, and we talked about this cigar a while back, but the Tatuaje 898 is being sent to stores. The newest Miami-made Tatuaje is headed to stores. Today, the company is shipping the Tatuaje 898. It's a 6 by 3/4 by 44 Longsdale Vitola that is based on the Tatuaje Selección de Cordazor, meaning the brown label line. Like the Cuban Partagas that made the 898 name popular, it's a 25 count box with cigars layered in 3 rows, 8 cigars on the bottom, 9 in the middle, 8 on top. The cigars were rolled in 2023 and have been aging ever since. These cigars have an MSRP of only $25 a cigar. The production is limited to 500 boxes of 25, although the company has left an open door for more cigars to be made. Unlike most Tatuajes, which are made in Nicaragua, these are made by only one roller at the My Father's small factory in Doral, Florida. So, a U.S.-based cigar about to hit the markets. Kind of a big price tag on this one, but if you're a fan of that cigar, you're going to know that's going to taste great.
Yeah, I love Tatuaje, and I remember him saying when he was on the show that anything with the brown label comes from Miami primarily.
Yeah,
from that area. So that's cool.
So I picked this one for the whiskey world. We have the cigar industry and we have the whiskey world. So I picked this one because it happened to be a whiskey that happened to be talked about quite a bit in the TriStar Herf Crew chat. So once again, guys, if you're interested in a great cigar club, go check out TriStar Herf Crew. We are both members. We're both officers serving in that crew. We have members from all around the world or all around the country, as well as now Honduras and New Zealand. And I guess that announcement will be coming soon. So let's just say, I guess really soon we're going to have a new member from New Zealand. But anyways, just happened to be looking around and saw that there was a lot of people talking about this one. But Penelope Bourbon extends its line of award-winning, ready-to-pour offerings with the Black Walnut Old Fashioned. In a press release, St. Louis, Missouri, on the heels of its successful debut in the ready-to-pour market with its first ever bottled cocktail, Peach Old Fashioned, Penelope Bourbon releases its second award-winning handcrafted cocktail innovation, the Black Walnut Old Fashioned. Perfect for summer occasions, from backyard stories to casual moments at home, the Black Walnut Old Fashioned is Penelope's latest modern take on the favorite classic cocktail, the Old Fashioned. Penelope doubles its footprint in its robust ready-to-pour market with an addition of the Black Walnut Old Fashioned. This premium bottled cocktail is crafted with Penelope Bourbon's signature commitment to quality and craftsmanship. The Black Walnut Old Fashioned features hand-selected award-winning Penelope straight bourbon and rye whiskey blended with black walnut bitters and vanilla extract. A rich, flavorful raw sugar with light traces of molasses for a warm caramel flavor. The result is expertly crafted cocktail made for effortless enjoyment. So you're going to find the bottle at 76 proof, which is 38 ABV. You're going to find it in a 750 ready to pour cocktail, and it's going to come into about $30 a bottle. So,
yeah, that was on our TriStar Herf chat last night, and I should have stopped last night. I'm definitely getting a bottle this weekend. I don't, for whatever reason, Black Walnut Old Fashioned sounds absolutely outstanding, and I'm a big fan of Penelope already, so I can't wait to try this.
So I'm a huge fan of Penelope. Love Penelope. I like Old Fashions. I'm very intrigued with the way that they're going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but at the price point of $30, if I can find it, it's worth trying. Even if I have to give it out to somebody else.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's again, I don't know why. I've had Old Fashions, and they're growing on me because I'm kind of new to the bourbon thing. A Black Walnut Old Fashioned with vanilla and a little bit of molasses, man. It's got my attention, and I'm definitely picking up a bottle this weekend. I will keep you posted.
That'll be awesome. So, really quickly, Rob jumps on here and says, next week's new segment, Phonics with Mick.
Well, why don't you stop, dude? Come on, man. Is it the highlight of your night? Come on, man. I'm going to find the old Hooked on Phonics, and I'm going to change it to where it says Hooked on Phonics worked for Mick instead of works for me. It's going to be, yeah. So he also jumps on here and says, the ribeye is great. I'm glad I bought a box of them. Look at this. Hayes Gray jumps on here and says, what's going on, everybody? Brother, you jumped on here just in time for your ad to jump on here. He says, don't worry. He doesn't have Aldi to pick on, so he's got to pick on you. I still love you, bro. It's all good. I know.
Do you know what terrifies me?
What's that?
The fact that he could actually be on the birthday herf and what I would have to go through listening to him.
It's not like I'm going to see him in 3 weeks either to have a chance to discuss it. I mean, it's weird. But anyway, we'll move on to the next segment.
I will say, I am just glad that I have the master controls of all editing on here, and I can just say goodbye. I'll be like AOL back in the 90s and just say goodbye.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. You know I'm not gonna hurt you that bad, but it could go.
I don't know if I trust you that much. All right, so we got to move on to Meanwhile in Memphis so we can get this one in the books. So we just talked about Haze Gray. So Haze Gray is a wonderful new boutique cigar brand that is hitting the markets everywhere, and they are such a great cigar brand. Absolutely love their cigars. They are our sponsor. They are Mick sponsor for Meanwhile in Memphis.
Every Haze Gray cigar is handcrafted with care, using only the finest tobaccos sourced from around the world, with rich flavors and smooth draws that satisfy even the most discerning cigar aficionados. From careful selection of tobacco leaves to the final roll, we oversee every step to guarantee the best blends possible. Every Haze Gray cigar is rolled with pride and purpose. Each cigar represents a different chapter in our Haze Gray story. From smooth Connecticut finesse to dark richness of double Maduro, there's a cigar that fits your mind.
Yeah.
Gotta love us some Haze Gray cigars. Guys, go check them out if you haven't tried Haze Gray cigars. What the hell are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They'll be hitting the Memphis markets here in about 3 weeks. So I already got some stuff lined up. Rue, I got you, buddy. We're gonna hit this together.
All right. So are you ready for some Meanwhile in Memphis?
Let's do it.
Meanwhile in Memphis, it's happening again. Meanwhile in Memphis, the sky turns wild. Stray gators and pools running free and wild. Some guys wearing mud boots with a suit on trial. Meanwhile in Memphis, let's stay here a while.
All right, let's do it.
Love it. Meanwhile in Memphis. So some good ones this week. They're all pretty short, but it's gonna be fun. So naked men wearing ski mask caught on woman's doorbell camera, police say. And
what were you doing this week?
Let me.
I told you to put clothes on.
I was wearing muck boots. It's all good.
Did you have a smile?
Always.
Okay, cool. Okay,
so
go ahead and tell us about your story.
I will tell you that there's 3 stories tonight, and all 3 of them, part of the reason I picked them is because of how bad the writing is in them. So we'll get to that point. Memphis, Tennessee. A Memphis woman called police after capturing an unwanted sight on her doorbell camera. According to Memphis police, a woman called officers after seeing a naked man wearing a ski mask on her Ring doorbell camera. The woman spoke to Fox 13 News, but asked to keep her identity secret out of concern for her safety. She said, "The last couple of nights I haven't been staying in my own home because your home is supposed to be a safe place, and I'm not safe at a home because of him coming to my doorstep."
That's what she said.
MPD said the man walked up to the woman's house on Timberland Drive on June 20th, looked into her doorbell camera. Police said that this is one of several reports of an unclothed man in the area of the Regency Apartments. The Ring camera alerted the woman that someone was at her door, leading her to look at her camera on her phone. That's when she saw the naked man wearing a ski mask, police say.
Wait, this was in Memphis, right? Not Knoxville?
Oh, yeah. No,
okay, so it wasn't me this time. Gotcha.
Definitely was
Keep
not.
going.
Yeah. Okay. It was one time he was at my door and he just looked like he was on drugs. So
no
just
shit.
To be safe. So just to be safe and stay aware, a naked man, he could get you. That's what she told the reporters. MPD said officers watched the same video. I'm sure they did. As of Friday, August 1st, no arrests were made in the case. The woman then said, "Kids are about to start going back to school on Monday. I don't want a kid to see him or what he might do to a kid. Who knows what he'll do?" Here comes the hook. Police said there were no reports of the man coming into physical contact with anyone.
I bet he wasn't.
MPD says patrols in the area have increased, and they have urged anyone who knows this man to call the Crime Stoppers number. Here you go. You ready?
So wait.
Hang on. Okay, wait, hang on. He was last seen wearing a ski mask and sneakers.
So, if anybody recognizes this man, he's wearing a ski mask and nothing else. What are they going to have to recognize? Officer, he was wearing a ski mask and it was like this. I'm just saying.
Like this. I mean, it was one of the two. He looks like my ex. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
sir, he was out here and I was afraid he was going to stab me until I started looking, and then he couldn't stab an ant. So, just saying.
Me
It's like,
why would the MPD even put that out, man? He was last seen wearing a ski mask and sneakers. Why would you even put that out?
It was a pair of vintage Jordans, and he was rocking them. That's the only thing that I wish I would have had like the streak, the song.
And they call it the streak, yeah.
Boogity, boogity.
All right, so this one's kind of sad, but I had to throw it in. A fast food worker throws hot cooking oil on a customer and sparks horror.
I hope it wasn't the same guy that was naked.
I hope not either.
Because his sausage would be cooked.
A 25-year-old was working, I'm not going to say the name, was working at a Wingstop chain in Memphis on July 22nd when she got into a heated argument with two female customers. A furious fast food employee has been arrested after allegedly throwing hot cooking oil onto customers, leaving them with second-degree burns. This woman was working at a Wingstop chain in Memphis when she got into a heated argument with two female customers over 61 cents. It doesn't say which way, if she owed them 61 cents or they owed her 61 cents, but it was 61 cents.
Well, I mean,
as the two women were continuing to argue with this woman, she went to the kitchen, grabbed a bowl, filled it with hot cooking oil, came back, and threw it onto the two women. The scorching hot oil landed on both customers, leaving second-degree burns on one woman's face and chest. Police said 18.5% of her body was covered with horrific burns, and the other woman was covered in burns on her right shoulder. I'm not going to go any further with this, but over 61 cents she threw hot oil. She did get arrested. And the last part of it is Wingstop made a statement to the press that said, Lord, we will be carrying out a test to understand exactly what type of liquid was used in this incident and would
fucking cooking oil.
Yeah, would appeal anyone who witnessed the incident or has video footage to send it to us immediately. How difficult is this? Like, what the?
So, have you been to a Wingstop?
I have. Big bats in the back. Absolutely.
I will just say, we've been to a Wingstop in multiple states.
Yep.
I can see this happening in Wingstop because
they've
all been rough as shit. I mean, good food, decent food.
Yeah.
But
solid
damn.
food. Crazy. All right. So I don't know if anybody can see this picture. That car. I don't know if you can see the car on fire there in the side.
I was just waiting for you to flash up some naked dude wearing
not that guy
in a mask.
Ski mask. All right, so I watched this video, and that's what made me put it in here. And then there's also another really bad press writing in this, but I'm gonna go with it. Driver runs off after car strikes tree and erupts into a fireball. MPD says. I watched this video, and this car literally took out two telephone poles and split in two. The engine was laying in the middle of the street, and the car was wrapped around a fucking pole. All right, so I'm just prefacing with that. Memphis, Tennessee. MPD on Tuesday responded to a car crash without a driver. According to the crash reports, witnesses told police that they saw a Nissan Maxima heading south on Airways Boulevard before the driver lost control and struck a tree. Sorry, it took out a pole, then a tree. The car then split in half and exploded. This guy was getting his car washed across the street when he saw it happen, and it was all caught on camera. And he didn't expect the driver to be alive. I was expecting body bags to come out when it happened, the guy said. Owner of Yep Car Wash, Yep, Y-E-P, Car Wash, said that he wasn't completely surprised by the accident. He said people speed through this area all the time. People are late for work and they're coming and going and they speed all the time or whatever. The crash report said that when police got to the scene, the remainder of the car was propped up against a fence of the parking lot and still wrapped around the tree. This led witnesses to believe the driver escaped by crawling out the back of the car and hopping over the fence. Here's the hook. A few witnesses in the area said they described the driver as a man wearing no shoes who ran from the scene. Other than a brief description witnesses gave them, police have not identified who the driver was. Police are considering the crash a hit and run.
Really?
Come on. Because he ran away, I guess.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Well, see,
police,
I know who it's not.
It's not the naked guy?
It's not the naked guy. He had sneakers on.
He's off on this one, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, he got off on this one.
He did. Well, yeah. Police also could not identify who the car belonged to because the VIN number was destroyed in the fire. I don't think it was destroyed in the fire. It was probably scratched off because somebody stole the damn car. But
no,
they're considering it.
They would
hit and run.
Listen. That's all speculation. They would not have stolen the car. Definitely
not.
No.
But naked guy, hot cooking oil. Hit and run. It was a pretty crazy week down here, man. That's not scratching the surface of some of the other really bad.
Do you want to know why the guy wrecked the car?
I think I know, but go ahead.
They give him that hawk to and spit on that thing. You get me?
Just saying.
I love it. It never gets old.
I think
it's great.
I think so. I think that's what it was. So, anyways. That was a little bit of Meanwhile in Memphis.
Meanwhile in Memphis, it's happening again. Meanwhile in Memphis, the sky turns wild. Stray gators and polos running free and wild. Some guys wearing mud boots with a suit on trial. Meanwhile in Memphis, let's stay here a while.
I have to love that it says, wearing muck boots with a suit on trial.
I love it. Brilliant, man. It's brilliant. That's going to be played at our Western Tennessee Herp, which is August 30th, if you haven't heard, in Memphis, Tennessee. So hit me up.
That's
Hayes
awesome.
Gray Cigars will be there. It'll be a great day.
So let's see. Speaking of Hayes Grays, they say we just got done with an event. Got to play catch up. Yeah, you got to check it out. See what you think. Let us know. Rob says you got to keep your head warm. Just saying. He also says he thinks he knows who it is. It might be Devin.
It
could be little Devi. We haven't heard from him, so it could be. Last one on here. Definitely enjoy watching the show with Christy and our dog Gunny. Gunny also appreciates you guys following him on Instagram.
Okay. I'm on it.
There you go. Great show as always, guys. Next week, let's talk about next week. Next week's going to be a fun one. So we're have
into that world, a new world.
Yeah, a new world. Yeah. So we're bringing on a brand that I will say, I would be lucky to say that there's no way half of our viewers know who this brand is. Yeah. I would say. So we have Roberto and Sergio from Northern Cigars going to join us. If you don't know them, that's because they're new. But they're working with some great tobacco in an area that you hear about a lot, but you really don't get to know about the area. So we do have Roberto and Sergio of Northern Cigars joining us, but we also have a special guest joining us, a friend of theirs, somebody that is close to the brothers, Sin Coburn. Yeah. So she's going to be joining us next week. So we have the three of them on here next week. So come join us next week. It's going to be same bat time, same bat channel. So Northern Cigars with special guests and Coburn of Dissonant Cigars. So make sure you guys join us.
Yeah, it's one of the first times that we're bringing on a brand that actually has from the ground up. You know, I mean, like from day one, this is what they do is tobacco, and
yeah, I mean,
I'm super excited about it.
I mean, we keep saying that we like to bring on brands that people haven't heard about. I truly believe that we are about to debut, and they just got a lot of great press from PCA. So, and not PCA as in the event, but from the magazine. So if you subscribe to PCA magazine, you just got to learn about a brand new brand and all the stuff that they do. And we're about to bring them on to share the journey that they're going through. So I'm excited about that one. So next week, Northern Cigars, special guest, Sin Coburn.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about that, man. And again, another great show. Can't thank Mo enough for just being who he is, man. And being a part of our family and really getting his name out there. And I know he already has a following, man, but hopefully we can grow that a little further for him. He deserves it. He's a humble dude and just creates some great cigars. So yeah, we're looking forward to next week. I appreciate everything you do, brother. It's been a great show as always, and take time this week, smoke a cigar with someone you love.
Yeah, 100%. So guys, jump on and join us next week, and we will see you guys in a week. So everybody have a great night, and we will see you then.
Peace.
Peace.
The smoke is thick, the air is tight, cigars are lit, oh what a sight. Pour the whiskey, tequila too, this one for Mick and Charles and you. Thank you for tuning in. The Real Smoke Podcast makes us all grin. You light us up, you keep us strong. Cheers to you, we raise the song. Conversations deep, the stories fly. Ashes fall, with spirits high. The gas is rolling, the penters flow. You've kept us burning, don't let it go. Thank you for tuning in. The Real Smoke Podcast makes us all grin. You light us up, you keep us strong. Cheers to you, we raise the song. From the puff of the flame to the end of the night, you're part of the glow, you're part of the light. Mick and Charles with a laugh and